It's time for Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX, on your radio at AM 940 and online at mywithersradio.com. Rams Baseball is presented by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Banterra Bank. Banking with local style. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored in part by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us, Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a hospital. Raising the bar. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. Rend Lake College. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Heartland Accounting, All Stars and Stitches, Bean Insurance, Central Christian Church, and People's National Bank. It's time to join Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski in the 94 Sports Mobile Studios for Mount Vernon Rams Baseball. The Rend Lake College pregame show starts now.
And good afternoon. We welcome you inside the West Frankfort City Park where the Mount Vernon Rams will tangle with the Frankfort Redbirds. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside for your Rend Lake College pregame show. Rend Lake College has over 100 degree and certificate programs from which to choose. You can find out more at rlc.edu and find out how you can save thousands on your collegiate education. DC alongside, as aforementioned, Danny, the Rams are 11-2 on the year. Losses only to Mattoon and Effingham. Coming today after getting their big 11th win yesterday against the Marion Wildcats, 2-0 complete game shutout for Brock Fulkerson. He, of course, our player of the game yesterday. Trevor Floda will get to start today against the Redbirds. But that said, the Rams certainly seem to be on a roll, picking up that crucial conference win one day ago.
A very interesting game here for the Mount Vernon Rams. Again, you'll hear us say this several times during the season that this is a classic prototypical trap game because of the fact that after Mount Vernon beat Marion yesterday, a lot more rivalry conference game on the line. You come and play non-conference opponent for West Frankfort here in a new environment, so you've got to deal with them. Then to turn around tomorrow, you have Carbondale at home, and then at Belleville East on Friday. Two bigger schools, one in your conference, one a bigger school, maybe on the minds here in the forefront of the Rams, but we'll see how they come out and if they can take care of business here this afternoon.
Of course, we have plenty more to come on your Rend Lake College pregame show, but we need to take a quick break. It's the Rams and it's the Redbirds. It's coming up here in just a moment. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
Hi, Roy Schmidt, Dodge dealer at King City Chrysler, Mount Vernon. When it comes to sporty sedans, the 2012 Dodge Avenger is at the top of the list. Best-in-class V6 power with 283 horsepower, best-in-class V6 fuel economy at 32 miles per gallon estimated, 3.6-liter Pentastar V6 engine, one of Ward's 10 best engines for 2012. Premium interior with soft-touch surfaces, 2011 Insurance Institute for Highway Safety Pick, and new race-inspired Avenger RT model. And the best part are the incentives we have now on the 2012 Avengers. Receive up to $3,000 cash back or 0% for 72 months. We may be able to even lower your existing payment you have now. Come into King City Chrysler today and see one of our sales professionals and test drive the 2012 Dodge Avenger at 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
After disappointing results in last year's sectional championships, Mount Vernon Rams Baseball and Lady Rams Softball look for more hardware in 2012. WMIX is your home for every pitch of Rams Baseball and a great assortment of Lady Rams Softball. Tune in to AM 940 on game day and log on to mywithersradio.com to hear the Rams and Lady Rams worldwide. Mount Vernon Rams Baseball and Lady Rams Softball only on WMIX and mywithersradio.com. Presented by Banterra Bank. Banking with local style.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. And remember, don't drink and drive. It's just not worth it.
But you can do something in between. Maybe you can drive my car.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For more content, like WMIX Sports on Facebook. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to the Red Lake College pregame show. You can find Red Lake College online at rlc.edu. See how you can save thousands on your collegiate education. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski, live from West Frankfort as the Rams will tangle with the Frankfort Redbirds here at the West Frankfort Community Park. We are glad to have you with us today. The Rams put that 11-2 mark on the line. Also see a return to the lineup of the former Colton Metter. And Danny, it's the perfect type of game to get Colton Metter's feet wet.
Well, it's a good job to get him in the line. And Tim Holloway, I think, in the time I've seen him over the years and this year, especially up close, does a good job of getting kids starts and at-bats and everything else as far as getting kids in the lineup to do some different things. And, again, he's doing that today, getting people in the lineup that have played a lot. And, again, that's part of the rotation because you want to get as many people, as many live innings and at-bats and out in the field as possible. So when you come around the late May, early June, and postseason play, they have that experience of being in big games.
That they do. Of course, we'll get to know your Central Christian Church batting orders here in just a moment. It's the Rams and it's the Redbirds. It's still to come. This is your Red Lake College pregame show. We'll flip out for a quick break. This is Rams baseball. Far removed from basketball. This is Rams baseball on WMIX.
How do you spend your Saturday mornings? Wake up, grab coffee, get something to eat? Why not add a little WMIX Saturday Sports Show to your Saturday? From 8:08 until 10 o'clock, we have guests, discussion, and fun involving the regional sports topics that matter to you. It's the pick-me-up you need to start your morning off right. It's the Saturday Sports Show every single week on WMIX AM 940 and online at mywithersradio.com. Presented by Crossroads Community Hospital.
With the housing market picking up and rates still low, this could be the perfect opportunity to get back in the game. Hi, this is Joy Schrader, mortgage specialist with People's National Bank in Mount Vernon. With a wide variety of mortgage options at People's National Bank, we have the perfect loan for you too. Stop by 413 South 34th Street and let me help you get into the house of your dreams.
People's National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
More baseball action ahead on WMIX and mywithersradio.com.
And we welcome you back to the West Frankfort City Park. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside for your Red Lake College pregame show, final segment of the pregame. Before we get to game action here today, the Mount Vernon Rams 11-2 on the season. Frankfort comes in 3-6. And Danny, a great matchup to have on the schedule if you're both teams. If you're West Frankfort, you're a good 2A program getting a battle with a nice 3A program. Conversely, for the Mount Vernon Rams, most importantly, you keep that old association with the old South 7 Conference alive.
Well, I think for Frankfort, too, it's an opportunity for them to play up on the schedule. And not too many years ago, this was a conference game, as you mentioned. Now, for West Frankfort, they're in a tough situation, too, because they also have a conference game tomorrow, and that will be with Benton, their arch rival. So they have to keep their heads focused on things here in this game as well, and not look forward to the Rangers, who have already played their game today. But, again, West Frankfort and Benton tomorrow.
Of course, 72 degrees. We're under sunny skies with winds out of the east-northeast at about 6 miles per hour with about a 50 to 60% chance for scattered thunderstorms at some point during this contest. Of course, we need to get to know the Central Christian Church batting orders, and since they're the visitors on the scoreboard, I'm going to go ahead and meet the Mount Vernon Rams.
The Mount Vernon Rams will lead off in shortstop Zach Jones, and second in center is Landon Thomas, and at third is third baseman Zane Saunders. In the cleanup spot, designated here Grant Garrett. Batting fifth, Colin Young behind the plate. Batting sixth at first, Colton Metter. Batting seventh to left, Pat the Bat Bradford. Batting eighth, second baseman Matthew Williams. And batting ninth in right field is Josh Gately for Tim Holloway's Mount Vernon Rams.
There you go. Those batting orders, or that batting order presented by Central Christian Church. Incredible things are happening at Central. Of course, you can look no further than their website, thenewcentral.com. Watch their Friday night and Sunday services online. It's thenewcentral.com. Central Christian Church. Loving God and loving people. That is your Mount Vernon Rams offense. We'll meet the West Frankfort defense here in just a moment. As we're about ready to get underway, the umpires are conversing with the coaches at home plate here on the varsity field. Field number 8 in the West Frankfort City Park. Danny, I can't iterate enough. It is a great day for baseball considering the precipitation that came through last night.
Well,
some games had to be moved today.
Yeah, I mean, down the road, or I guess would be up the road from here at West Frankfort and Benton. The Rangers are supposed to play Chicago Simeon this morning at 10. That game was moved to Harrisburg at 11:30. So, very surprised here with an all-dirt surface. Now, there is a tarp down the left field line here at this facility in Frankfort. Not sure if they use it or not. A lot of schools do have the tarp, but a lot of times wear and tear of not taking care of it during the summer and other seasons hurt it. But there's a tarp there, and I would have to suspect, Chris, that tarp was out here on this field because it is way too bone dry to not have the rain we had last night.
course, we talked about the Benton Rangers. They did battle with the Simeon Wolverines today. Of course, Simeon has put together quite the baseball program just over the past few years. Benton and Simeon had to battle down in Harrisburg today, of course, due to the precipitation that came overnight. And I believe Simeon was able to win that one over the Rangers, handing them their second loss. They now also 11-2 on the year. I believe that was a 6-3 final.
Yes, 6-3. Benton drops to 11-2 on the season. The Rangers, of course, play these West Frankfort Redbirds tomorrow.
Of course, that scoreboard update presented by Tony Wilton, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, see Tony. He's on the corner of 42nd South Water Tower in Mount Vernon. He's also worldwide at TonyWilt.com. Walk in, call in, or click in. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. For the Redbirds, defensively, it'll be Michael Dodd out in left field. Addison Eckertson is in center. Colton Williams in right. From third to first, it's Nathan Culp, Braxton Cole, Nathan Dodd, and Cody Raines. Joshua Tharp behind the plate, catching Dakota Pratt, who will be your starting pitcher today, a right-hander, as the Rams have had great success against right-handed pitching this year, flustered at times by the lefty, but Rams still putting together a nice 11-2 mark to start off this season, as Danny mentioned a moment ago. Carbondale Terriers come to town tomorrow, and some exciting news for Carbondale Terrier basketball fans. Justin Dittman, who just got a look by the Spurs a couple weeks ago, then sent back to the NBDL, might get a look at the Toronto Raptors. We told you about it on Twitter, where you can follow us at 94 Sports. How exciting that must be.
Yep, joins the ranks of Troy Hudson, Steve Bardo.
Rams fans may remember how exciting the potential call-up from the NBDL could be, as Ken Williams had spent some time with the Fayetteville Patriots a few moons ago. As we're about ready to get underway, as Pratt will finish up his warm-ups. We'll get started about on time. It's 4:27 right now. Of course, we'll get you your first pitch time in just a moment. Once we have said first pitch, Rams Baseball, as always, is presented by Banterra Bank. Lead off the season with a Banterra Bank free checking account. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. Zach Jones to get us started. Landon Thomas, Zane Zonders to follow here for the Rams. We'll see the DH Grant Garrett. Should anybody get aboard? Beautiful day.
14th game of the year for Mount Vernon. Hard to believe. That's only April 4th. What are you looking for?
Oh, yeah.
11-2, 13.
Yeah, there we go.
14.
I think there for a second.
Thought I was working with one of our other friends, math-wise.
I don't think so. I just can't add time. Apparently now wins and losses +1. Jones will get it started. The lefty facing the righty from West Frankfort. It's about 4:28. We'll see if the clock turns before our first pitch. First pitch will come at 4:28, and it is going to be sent towards right center field. Jones really got a piece of that, sent that back, and gone. So a leadoff home run, one pitch, one run, and there we go. The Rams get started quickly.
Well, the problem was that Pratt thought he could sneak a first pitch fastball by Jones, and it was about belt high right down the middle, and Mr. Jones turned on that one and sent it over the right center field wall for a 1-0 Mount Vernon lead. That's a good start on the road.
Tried to punch it in, and Jones punched it out. The Rams are on top 1-0 here in the top half of the first inning. I think we're just joining us. First pitch came at about 4:28. First pitch left about 4:29. As Thomas will stand in, another lefty against Pratt. Here comes the pitch that'll miss high. So 1 ball, no strikes to Landon Thomas here. Zach Jones led off with a home run to get us started here from the West Frankfort City Park JV game going on concurrently in the field beyond the left field. Swung and a miss on the 1-0. So Thomas, even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, Rams Baseball is presented by Banterra Bank. We are glad to have you with us here at the bottom of the hour from the West Frankfort City Park. See what happens here to the left-hander. 1 ball, 1 strike. Out of the windup will come the righty, and well located across the plate. It's 1-2.
That ball that Jones hit about 370, 375. It easily cleared the right center field fence.
Pratt will shake off his catcher. We'll see what comes. Out of the windup, here comes the right-hander's offering on 1-2. Look like a breaking pitch that'll be sent towards left center field. It'll fall for a base hit. Between what I call the Bermuda Triangle of fielders, it just fell right in and disappeared.
Yeah, Mount Vernon's swinging the bats really well, and if Pratt's going to leave those pitches up top in the zone, Mount Vernon's going to hack away, and it'll be a short afternoon for Mr. Pratt.
Zane Zonders with a runner on and nobody out, 1-0 the Ram lead. He'll stand in. Righty-righty matchup. First one we've seen today as the Rams technically always start top 2 lefties in the order. Grant Garrett on deck Zonder shows bunt with a runner going and safely at second base with nobody to cover. Landon Thomas.
Yeah, you can tell right now there's not going to be much messing around today from Mount Vernon. They're going to get after it, and they're going to play today.
As we will see, Zonders step back into the box with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. The count is 1-0 as Pratt looks back towards second base, fires right down the middle. It's 1-1 to Zonders.
JV Rams playing down toward our left, behind the left field fence here, playing the JV Redbirds.
A 2-for-1 if you want to walk back and forth. Yeah. 1-1 the count here to Zonders. Runner in scoring position, nobody out, top of the first, a 1-0 Ram lead. Here comes a pitch from Pratt in the dirt, 2-1. That'd have been a good time to pause, but we'll do that here in just a moment as it is the bottom of the hour. 2-1 the count to Zonders. A runner on second, nobody out here in the top of the first. Great day to catch a ball game. Rain's threatening the Mount Vernon area, but glad to be down here, safe from that at the moment. 2-1 the count, here it comes, outside corner. The count's even at 2. Pretty good at bat by Zane Zonders. He was able to get ahead 2-1 after getting it even at 1, but he's waiting for that one pitch.
The herky-jerky motion from Pratt. I don't see a smooth motion, kind of like a Mike Bilecki look.
2-2. Wow, you're right. 2-2's coming. Zonders waited on it, sent it to short. Picked up by Cole, fires to first. In time, it advances the runner on 6-3. With that said, it's the bottom of the hour. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
You're listening to Rams Baseball on AM 940 WMIX, Mount Vernon, Bloomington, Paducah, and online at mywithersradio.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
As Grant Garrett will step in, runner on third base. The Rams on top 1-0 here with 1 out in the top of the first. Pratt trying to get out of the inning. We'll see what happens. Interesting. And here comes the first pitch of the at-bat. Look low, that catches the outside corner, 0-1.
Looks are deceiving.
They can be. I'm no umpire, so that might be part of it.
We've got a pretty good view here, right behind home plate here in the press box.
0-1 the count with 1 gone. It's a 1-0 ball game. Here comes the pitch to Garrett. Just misses outside, pushes outside. The count's even at 1 here to Grant.
Lady Rams are at Althoff today, soccer game. Worried about that.
Yes, they are.
Hopefully we'll have updates as the season goes.
Certainly hope so. 1-1 the count with 1 out and a runner on third base here as the Rams threaten the first. Pitch on the way from Pratt. Pushed outside again, 2-1.
Opening night. Cardinals and Marlins on our FM tonight.
Yes, they are. 5:30 will be your Cardinal pregame on WMIX FM. As Major League Baseball officially gets started in my book. 2-1 coming. Here it is from Pratt. Misses outside again, 3-1.
Well, it's more or less the multiple opening day precedent, as we've already had the opening day in Japan. We'll have opening day tonight in Florida. We'll have it Thursday and Friday. So it's kind of like a 4-day run. This is the second of 4 opening nights.
3-1 the count with 1 out and a runner on third. It's a 1-0 Ram lead. Runner was trying to force the pitcher. And it's going to be a walk, low and away.
We get a little Tito tonight on the broadcast. Not obviously on our station, but is Tito available tonight? Is that his debut, as they say?
Is it nationally televised
yes,
tonight?
It is.
I did not know that. I only concerned myself with radio, my friend.
John and Mike maybe are on the
ultimate company guy.
Sure.
1 out, runners at the corners now for Colin Young. He'll show bunt full back with the runner going.
Safety squeeze was on there. They had to steal the safety squeeze. Thomas was breaking down the line, but not on a dead run like a suicide squeeze would be. Safety squeeze was in effect there.
With the Rams do here with runners on second and third, 1 out. I did not see Thomas coming. Blocked by the pole. I'll sit back now, get a better view of him as his next pitch. 1-0 misses outside, 2-0. Staff here at Frankfort is taking great care of us today, setting us up in the press box behind home plate. Appreciate all that has been done for us and the hospitable nature of the fine folks in southern Franklin County. 2-0 the count to Young. Runners on second and third, 1 out, 1-0 ball game, and that'll miss high, 3-0 to Young.
Right now you can see Pratt is struggling, and he's going to mess around here and have a short afternoon if he keeps doing things he's doing from the mound.
3-0 the count. Next one on the way, and that'll be your obligatory 3-1 as that catches the low edge of the zone right down the middle. 3 balls, 1 strike to Young. Runner on second, runner on third. Definite RBI chance for CY with 1 out, a 1-0 Ram lead. Difference thus far is the Zach Jones leadoff home run. 1 pitch, 1 run. Here comes. And he will send that to center field. Will it fall for a base hit? It will. Zonders is going to be, Zonders was out at first base a moment ago. Garrett's going to be held up at third base. Thomas will come around to score on the RBI single by Colin Young. Going to right up the middle on 3-1.
Yeah, just a base hit. I mean, it was flat stroked. It was right down the middle of the plate. And all Young did was stroke it right back up the middle in the outfield for an RBI single. The Rams are having some stuff going on here. They'll have the courtesy runner come in for Young at first base.
My money's on Tyler Ellis.
Especially when you tell him.
No, I didn't. What if I did?
Yeah.
You going to tell on me?
Yep.
Thank you.
Just for today.
Okay. Colton Metter making his first appearance since the Rams 3-2 win at Salem to open the season on Tuesday, March 13th.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah, it is.
Game's a good play there.
Steps in with runners at the corners. Well, now top of the first. Now a 2-0 ball game. Rams on top. Here comes the pitch from Pratt. Metter gets a piece of it, sends it for a ride into deep right field. Get underneath it is Williams. The runner will tag from third. Here comes the throw. Won't be in time. And it's 3-0 Rams on the sac fly RBI by Colton Metter.
Nice job, Colton Metter. Put it in play, get the RBI. Mount Vernon now up 3-0. Way to jump in and produce there in your start, Mr. Metter. Love seeing that.
Runner on first for Pat the Bat. 2 outs. 3-0 is your score. Top of the first inning. The Rams gained some offensive production early on out of their lineup. 7th hitter here in the first inning is Pat Pratt. Oddly enough, plays 7 as he's out in left field today. Right out of the stretch, 3-0 to score. Zach Jones, as I combined Zach Jones with Landon Thomas. But Zach Jones led off the game with a home run. Thomas came around to score on the RBI base hit by Colin Young, and then Grant Garrett came around on the sac fly RBI for Colton Metter. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Pitch on the way to Bradford as he'll throw behind the runner on the pitch. Looks like it missed, but it caught. 0-1.
Yeah, you're going to see Pratt try to do anything, get out of the inning. His pitch count is racking up here. Love to have a pickoff play.
0-1 the count with 2 gone here in the top of the first. Bradford trying to keep the inning going. Pratt fires, and Bradford gets a piece of that, pushes it to right center field. Shouldn't be a problem for the right fielder Williams. He'll make the grab. The Rams do some damage here in their half of the first. It's 3-0 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Here's Jeff Schmidt for Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac in Centralia.
The SRX also has the Glide-Up touchscreen navigation, which includes voice recognition. That's a neat feature where you can actually speak to your navigation system, and it will download the directions right onto the vehicle, take you right to the front door. It is so convenient. There's no arguing between husband and wife about where to turn, and so that's a great feature to have.
Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac, 1421 West McCord in Centralia.
Back to Rams Baseball, powered by Banterra Bank.
And we welcome you back to the West Frankfort City Park. The Rams with a 3-0 lead as they scored 3 in their half of the first. We head to the bottom half of the inning. And we need to meet the Frankfort Redbirds batting order, courtesy of Central Christian Church.
Leading off and catching, Josh Tharp. Batting second at short, Braxton Cole. Batting third and center, Addison Agerston. Batting fourth in the cleanup spot at first, Cody Raines. Batting fifth, Dakota Pratt, who's the pitcher, as I mentioned. Batting sixth and left, Michael Dodd. Batting seventh and second, Nathan Dodd. Batting eighth and right, Colton Williams. And batting ninth, third baseman Nathan Culp for the Redbirds of West Frankfort.
There you go. Starting lineup presented by Central Christian Church, where you can discover the excitement at Central this Easter. You can watch their service online at thenewcentral.com. Central offers exciting worship experiences. Find out more at thenewcentral.com. Central Christian Church. Loving God and loving people. We'll get to know the Rams defensively here in just a moment. Bart, the catcher, starts us off. First pitch from Trevor Fulton. This is high 1-0. Trevor Floater, the pitcher. Colin Young doing the catching today. It's Zane Zonders, Zach Jones, Matthew Williams, Colton Metter from third to first in the infield. Outfield we'll get to know after this pitch. Misses high tight. 2-0 to start. Pat Bradford's in left. Landon Thomas gets to start in center, and Josh Gately emerges back into the starting lineup today as he is out in right field.
For Trevor Floater, 3-run lead, come out and throw strikes. Don't mess around if he goes to 3-0, so much for listening to me. But you get 3 runs as a pitcher before you step foot on the bump. You got to come out here and throw strikes and let West Frankfort put in play. Don't give them gifts on the base.
And also 3-0 count by Tharp. Shows bunt on 3-1, and Floto will get the obligatory 3-1 call. Looks like it missed low for ball 4, but still get strike call. It's 3 balls, 1 strike. Certainly won't argue with that.
Obligatory.
Key word.
Or the West Frankfort side was
You're kidding me? And now it catches the outside corner. Counts full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rams Baseball, as always, presented by Banterra Bank. Their online banking is convenient, efficient, and best of all, safe. Their security is your best defense. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC. Full count pitch. It's outside. It was strike 2 a moment ago. It's ball 4 now. That'll be a leadoff walk to Josh Clark. Calling it as we see it. Even if it were the other way around. So Braxton Cole will stand in with a runner on first. Nobody out. Bottom half of the first inning. Rams on top 3-0. Zach Jones led off the game with a home run. The first fastball he saw was, oddly enough, first pitch of the game and sent it over the right field fence as the first pitch to Cole misses outside 1-0.
Trevor Floater, you don't want to come out here and mess around. You got a 3-run lead on the road. You need to come out and throw some strikes.
1-0 coming. Runner is going. Looks like a strike outside corner. Throws there in plenty of time. With a tag, there it was.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Young, an absolute laser to Jones down there at second and easily threw out Tharp the bag. Made it look very easy. However, the count is 2-0 as Slowly gets a break. Surprised down 3 runs sitting runners this early. That's just a shock to me.
Trying to be somewhat aggressive. Move just doesn't pay off that time. It's a 2-0 pitch. Misses outside. It's 3-0.
Second count. Slowly's gone 3-0 with a batter and 2 hitters. I guess in this day and age with the bats and everything, the aggressiveness may go down a notch.
3-0 coming. Misses high. That'll be the second straight walk issued by Florida. Puts Cole aboard with 1 out, and Addison Eggerson stepping in.
Addison Eggerson, and I'm being silly when I say this, I think he's played at West Frankfort now 10 years. He has been down here doing things forever.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Started at varsity level, all kinds of things.
Rams and Redbirds continued their basketball series up until about the 08-09 season, and I haven't really got to see them in much. Don't remember him from a year ago.
No,
I mean anything.
No, he didn't play much last year in baseball. He's more of a role player.
I didn't know if you saw them last year or not.
I did see him occasionally. Yeah. Touche.
1 out, runner on first. Bottom half of the first inning. It's a 3-0 Ram lead.
Put on bump.
It's at RamShot.com, ladies and gentlemen.
Hashtag.
Eggerson takes the first pitch inside. And it's 1-0.
Here's Florida's problem. Coach Holloway just made a visit, but Florida right now has not been in his back. When you don't drive and finger back, pitch it to high in the zone, that's what he's doing.
Out of the stretch. He'll go ahead and check on the runner at first base. It's a 1-0 count on the batter, Eggerson. A runner on first and 1 out here in the bottom half of the first inning. A 3-0 Ram lead. Let's see the JV scoreboard. Unfortunately, as Eggerson will send one deep. It is shifting foul, and that'll go over the fence. That is a long strike number 1.
That's a loud strike, is all that is. Loud, long, doesn't mean much else. It's like a foul ball. But, again, Mr. Florida needs to throw strikes. You got a 3-1 lead, 3-0 lead. Go out there and do some work.
Try to paint the plate if you can. 1-1 a count, 1 out. Runner on first base here in the home half of this first inning for the West Frankfort City Park. Next pitch on the way, 1-1. Foul tip to the backstop. 1-2 as Eggerson falls behind.
You hear that hit? We're sitting behind home plate.
This is the first time a batter has been behind here in the home half of the first. Got a full count, so that's about as close as it's got. Of course, only the third batter here in the first as the next pitch on the way. Swung and a miss. First base is not open. It's occupied, so that'll be a strikeout for Florida, 2 away. All I needed was a visit from Tim Holloway, which, of course, Tim Holloway appeared at the mound courtesy of Ford Square. There's nothing more attractive than confidence, and yours will be an all-time high. You buy New Lincoln at Ford Square, not only do you get a great offer, you also get the standard 4-year, 50,000-mile maintenance plan, only from Ford Square, where the best never rests.
Good place to go.
As Cody Rain stands in, takes the ball outside.
My experiences.
What, to the live read or to Ford Square?
To the Ford Square.
Gotcha.
Like Ford Square.
Well, that's a pretty well-timed live read myself.
Oh,
the count.
Ford Square's wonderful.
Runner on first with 2 outs. That'll cross the plate, apparently.
What, you had a chuckle with that?
1-1. I chuckled a lot of things.
How do you think I got here today?
You drove.
Got it.
As did I. Probably enough in the vehicle. That place. 1-1 to count. It's in the dirt. 2-1. The runner's going. It got away.
Again, the runner's going to get down to second base on a wild pitch. I'm going to tell you right now, Young did a great job of sliding over on the shin guards, knocking that down to chest protector, keeping it in front of him. That was a tough play, made it easy, even though the runner did get to second.
Could have been more. That gets away. Backstop pretty far removed from home plate. 2-1 the count. In the dirt, low and away. 3 balls and a strike. That's after the hiccup.
Yeah, 4 batters into the game, and Flota's had 3 balls before 3 of those batters. That's not going to help you much.
Typically not. We're here in the bottom of the first, a 3-0 Ram lead. 3-1 is the count on the first baseman and cleanup hitter, Cody Raines. We'll check on the runner in second. Tag to the helmet, nothing going.
Time scoreboard update, give you one.
Yeah, why not?
South Central leads Effingham St. Anthony 1-0 in baseball, and in softball, it's scoreless at the end of 1. JC at DuQuoin.
Oh, intriguing matchup.
That's intriguing. DuQuoin should be the favorite.
3-1 the count here, and that's going to be sent foul.
But I will bet on the Indians and or the black and red team in that one.
Yeah.
Interesting that South Central St. Anthony game. The Rams will see St. Anthony a week from Saturday. South Central also an undefeated start.
Scoreboard update brought to you by Tony Wilt. Will we get to the live read after the full count pitch? We will, as it misses outside. That'll be the third walk allowed here in the first. With the runner on first, runner on second as well, with 2 outs in the bottom half of this first inning. Rams still on top 3-0. Benton also Benton fell to Simeon today in baseball action, 6-3, and those scoreboard updates presented by Tony Wilt. Find him online at TonyWilt.com or visit him in his State Farm office in the corner of 42nd South Water Tower in Mount Vernon. And you'll find that, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. That'll bring up Dakota Pratt, the pitcher, trying to help out his own cause. Represents the tying run, 3-0. Is the Frankfort deficit here in the bottom half of the first. Florida will step off with the rubber.
First time our West Frankfort runner has been at second base, so he and Young will have to get together on the sign.
Florida looks into his catcher Young. He's made a couple of nice stops behind the dish today. The first pitch comes inside. That is smacked.
Yes.
Just foul.
That was a foul ball. Wasn't even close. Yep, exactly where the coach's right foot is standing now. It was foul. By a footstep. Good call by the home plate umpire.
All
right
over.
On top of it.
0-1 is the count here to the pitcher, Pratt. Runners on first, runner and a runner on second. As I lost track of my conjunction there from 3-0 to the score.
Sometimes you get to that junction, it's tough.
Yeah, you multitask and get lost in the beautiful sunlit sky. Things will happen. 0-1, the count to Pratt, and he will send that one. Third base side. Saunders comes across, picks up, fires to first, and that'll get away, and a run will score. Raines is headed to third base. Pratt to second. It's 3-1 Rams, as that'll be East 5.
Yep. No RBI, run scores, and the thing was, that's a tough play. And again, I'm going to be interested today to see how the Rams field ground balls off an all-dirt surface. They haven't played on one yet this year. Difficult adjustment. The Saunders made a good play there, ranging well to his left, threw it over the first base, but a low throw, throwing sidearm, and Metter was unable to come up with it, got by him, and due to the 3 walks, eventually you're going to get a run or two with all those walks, and West Frankfort has done that.
And we'll see Gavin Restivo as a courtesy runner for Dakota Pratt.
Wow. Gavin Restivo's played 100 years, too.
Start getting this neck of the woods.
Yeah.
That's a very common surname, especially in Heron. Takes it back to times gone by. No comment. 3-1 your score. We're in the bottom half of the first inning with runners on second and third and 2 outs. Michael Dodds, the left fielder, represents the go-ahead run at the plate. Here comes the pitch on the way from Florida. Lays out a bunt with 2 outs. He'll throw to first in time.
Otis Nixon
trying to bunt for a base hit and score the runner, but as a result, that goes down as a 1-3 to end the first. It's 3-1 Rams. This is Confident Baseball on WMIX.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
How do you spend your Saturday mornings? Wake up, grab coffee, get something to eat? Why not add a little WMIX Saturday Sports Show to your Saturday? From 8:08 until 10 o'clock, we have guests, discussion, and fun involving the regional sports topics that matter to you. It's the pick-me-up you need to start your morning off right. It's the Saturday Sports Show every single week on WMIX AM 940 and online at mywithersradio.com. Presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. Let's go back to the field. Powered by Banterra Bank.
And we welcome you back to Rams Baseball from West Frankfort. It'll be 8-9-1 coming up here in the top half of the second inning. Matthew Williams will get us started. Josh Gately to follow, and Zach Jones, who's 1 for 1 today with that big leadoff home run, will follow. Rams on top 3-1 here on the road. 11-2 on the year, looking for win number 12. The West Frankfort Redbirds certainly look to have had something to say about that in their half of the first inning. Yeah, we'll get a few walks and made the Rams pay, getting one run across the plate.
Yeah, you can't give up 3 walks. I don't care what level you're at, whether it's Pee Wee or Major Leagues. You give up 3 walks in an inning, and more times than not, a good team or a bad team are going to put runs across. And Frankfurt's a good team, 3-6 so far. Some early season struggles, but can't give teams that many times free bases. Now, here's the key from Mount Vernon. You've just given up a run, had that start. Now you got to get that momentum back. We'll see if Pratt settles down a little bit here in this inning.
That is a $64,000 question. Borrow an old adage. These days, it'd be $645 million. Something along those lines. 3-1 to score. Williams will step in and get a start. The right-hander against the righty Pratt. Out of the windup he comes, and Williams is going to send that the opposite way. Sends it for a ride, and that will be a fair ball. Into the corner, the outfielder will pick it up and fire into second base. Williams is on his horse, and he is safe.
Again, out of the box, thinking 2 the whole way, gets Mount Vernon's 3rd hit of the game.
Oh, a lot of credit, of course, picking up his first base coach, Tom Fulkerson.
4th hit.
So Gately will stand in with a runner in scoring position. RBI chance here in the top half of the second inning, as the Rams are looking for run number 4. Williams got there in a hurry and fired it in. Made it closer than what it appeared. Or the opposite of that, the antithesis, so to speak, as Gately will stand in, take a first pitch to lowest, ball 1.
It's a guy like Josh Gately. He's out here starting the day, needs to do some things. No pressure, but just to put in back Coach Holloway's mind, hey, I can help your team out as the season goes on.
It's a great audition.
I feel like I should tweet someone and ask him what the $64,000 question has evolved into price-wise.
At Darren Ravel? Well, I never heard that until Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but my dad always said it.
Yeah.
He said that it was well before that.
Game show.
I was like, okay, whatever. You know what? There's kids on this field who don't even know what I just said, or what I'm talking about. Yikes, 1-0's coming. Gately will send that up the middle. The shortstop Cole picks up, fires across the diamond, and advances the runner to the third base, so Matthew Williams.
Smart play there by Pratt. That ball was right up the middle, back through the box. And Pratt for Frankfort had an opportunity to stick that bare hand out there. He elected not to at the last second. So smart play by him to not be injured.
Brings up Zach Jones. Already has a run batted in today. It was himself as he sent a home run over the right field fence to get us started with a 1-0 lead. 3-1 now. The Rams have run number 4 staying on third base, trying to bring him home with 1 out. First pitch is going to be softly hit to short. The shortstop will look the runner Williams back to third base, who gets back safely, but it got away. And so now Williams is going to score as Jones is headed from second to third. And they're going to throw high again. He slides underneath the tag. Oh, wow. All right. So I'm not going to lie.
Try this again. Let's see here. Fielder's choice as Jones reaches on the fielder's choice. Williams scores on the error. So West Frankfort gets clocked for an error, fielder's choice, no RBI. And what else is there to do? The error would be on the shortstop.
Yep.
Yes, E6.
It's a wild throw to be that close.
Oh, yeah.
Runner on third. Only 1 out here in the top of the second for Landon Thomas. Rams on top 4-1. He'll swing at an outside pitch from the right-handed pitcher Pratt and fall behind 0-1. He singled and scored an inning ago. Rams on top 4-1 here at West Frankfort. Glad to have you with us on WMIX and mywithersradio.com here this afternoon. 0-1. Misses tie. 1-1. Anything good on Twitter at 94
Not
Sports?
bad today.
I know he posted some things on Facebook today, facebook.com/WMIX Sports. 1-1 coming to Thomas. He'll chase, send it foul over the third base dugout. It's 1-2.
Doing some content type things.
Oh, yeah? I saw a new picture.
Yeah. There's some more. Just can't use them all one day.
I hear you. Can't blow through them all at once,
No.
like the lottery winnings that we did not get. What they're still looking for is the Redbud winner.
It's supposed to be announced tomorrow, I think. Who this person allegedly is.
1-2 coming. Thomas will turn and send that foul down the first base side. That was a great call.
That was foul. Even from our angle, you could tell it was down the runner's path instead of inside the bag.
Keeps the count 1-2 with the runner on third base, one out, top second. Rams on top 4-1. We're looking for 94 News at 5. Don't forget, you'll have to tune to 94.1 FM. The news today on a Wednesday is presented by People's National Bank and Ford Square and King City Chrysler. 1-2 is on its way from Pratt. Here comes the righty's effort. High and tight. It'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Tried to throw a change up. Number 1 slowed his arm down too much. Number 2 stood up. Ball rose in the zone.
Of course, if you're tired of big corporate banking, you have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home. And Dick Stein of Woodlawn and Mount Vernon. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. How personal will it get here on 2-2 with 1 out and a runner on third? It's not. It's going to go well high.
Curveball that he didn't pull the string on to pull down. Stayed up, floating in the air.
I would assume trying to go 12-6. Looks like they went 12-12. Full count, 1 out. Here it comes. Swung on a miss by Althea. He foul tip it. Catcher trying to tag.
Now what do we have? Home plate umpire did not see it. He said there was no swing, which didn't give Thomas a chance to go to first base. That's kind of cheap, but
yeah,
Thomas strikes out on a swing and miss. You got to give an immediate signal on that. You just got to go with it.
Thomas tagged out after the catcher did not come up with the ball on the catch, so that'll happen. He just got to play on.
I got to reply this.
Oh, there you go.
Contesting from the
Speaking of which,
that's a tough call.
As we hear it come on blue, we remind you the umpires today has become our trademark are wearing cream tops today. Didn't mean to wait until the top of the second to get that in. 4-1 the score now, 2 away. Here in the top half of the second. Runner on third base for Zane Zonders, who grounded out to short his last time up. Pitch on the way. He'll wait for it. Send it up the middle off the high mound. It'll be an RBI single for Zane Zonders.
Nice job, Mr. Zonders. Just a wonderful job of hitting. Took that pitch up the middle as it came in down the middle, and that's the 5th run and the 5th hit for Mount Vernon.
Zachary Jones came around to score, and that'll bring up Grant Garrett. 2 outs, runner on first base here in the top of this second inning as the Rams are trying to keep the offensive output going. West Rams Baseball is presented in part by Second Chance Auto. Proud supporters of the Mount Vernon Rams out there on Route 142 East. The home of the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced at $10,000 and bank rate financing for everyone. As the first pitch to Garrett catches the outside corner for strike 1. He's behind 0-1. Of course, at the same time, as we go back to that strikeout on Thomas, and where they thought it was a foul tip, I guess you understand. It makes sense as to why he didn't run if he had the foul tip. At the same time, if it was a case where he knows he did not tip it foul, got to try to run down the first base with it open anyway, even if you don't get the call. But then again, if you're trying to sell the foul tip, right? So many ways you can overanalyze that one. 1-1 is the count call.
Umpires may or may not have missed it. That's a tough call.
Doing the best they can. There's only 2 of them out there. I think we forget that at times. 1-1 is the count with 2 gone. Runner on first base. Swung on a miss, and they'll throw behind the runner. Nothing going.
Garrett would like to have that one back because that was up in his wheelhouse, and he missed.
Garrett has 2 home runs on the year. Had one at Benton, and then had one at DuQuoin. Almost, if I'm not mistaken, is a 3-run variety. He had 8 runs batted in last week. Was your Community First Bank Ram of the Week. Batted .400 last week and 4 wins. 1-2 the count here now for G-squared, as they call him. Runner gets the lead off of first base. That's Zane Zonders with 2 gone, top second. Still a 5-1 Ram lead. The runner obviously going. And Zonders will be safe at second base.
So that very easily. The ball was pitched low and away. Tough for a catcher to make the catch and then throw the second.
comes an RBI chance with an even count for Grant Garrett. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Let's see what happens. Have we hit the top of the hour? Yeah, we have. Yes, straight up. Straight up at the moment. We'll take care of that depending upon what happens here on 2-2. Brad will look back towards second. Zane Zonders out of the stretch. Here comes the righty's offering, and Garrett gets a piece of that, sends it foul. Top of the hour. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
You're listening to Rams Baseball on AM 940 WMIX, Mount Vernon, Effingham, Terre Haute, and online at mywithersradio.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
2-2 the count with 2 gone. Runner on second base for Grant Garrett here in the top half of the second inning. 5-1 is the Ram lead. Trying to add some more here with the RBI chance. Pitch is on the way. That'll miss outside. Zonders is headed to third base, and he'll be out.
Cardinals in
by a country mile. Yeah, you don't want your last out to be at third base right in that situation. But the Rams play 2 more here in the second, take a 5-1 lead. We'll come back with the bottom half of the inning after these important messages. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
Hello, this is Hunt Bonin with People's National Bank. We are proud to be a 101-year-old family-owned bank. We take pride as a bank in having products that are customer-friendly. With free checking, good CD rates, great mortgage products, and many other great products, we have everything to meet your banking needs. Stop by any People's National Bank and see what banking with a family-owned bank is all about. People's National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It happens every spring. You need a great quality vehicle. That's where Second Chance Auto comes in. Family owned for the past 32 years. Second Chance Auto has been the cure for spring new car fever. No one has a better selection of vehicles priced under $10,000. Almost all their vehicles come with a generous 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty. There are no dock fees, no shipping fees, and no processing fees like those new car dealerships. Just low prices. Second Chance Auto. Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582. Second Chance Auto.
This is your home for Rams Radio, WMIX.
And we welcome you back to the West Frankfort City Park. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. 5-1 is your score. The Rams are on top as we head to the home half of the second inning. Bottom of the order coming up for the Redbirds. It'll be Nathan Dodd, Colton Williams, and Nathan Colt here for West Frankfort. Trevor Flota, who allowed the run in the first and rebounded well, was able to get a strikeout. Got some defensive help, helped out his own cause, get the sign out of the inning on a bunt with 2 outs. Another Dodd will get a start. At this time it's Nathan. He'll swing at the first pitch and miss. Well located by Flota anyhow, but swinging and missing helps the effort. Up in and 1.
Well, bottom of the order, 7-8-9 for Flota. He needs to work ahead. 3 walks in the first inning.
Went low that time and got Dodd to chase. It's 0-2. Can't get to the bank during the stretch, don't worry. Now you can bank in the stands with Banterra cell phone banking. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC. The next pitch hits the plate, 1-2. Our friend parked very far away today. Wiser, high fastball that time, swung on a miss. That's the first out of the inning. Second strikeout today for T. Flo.
Flo went up the ladder that time. He saw that Dodd was struggling to get around and just kept bringing that pitch up in his eyes. Dodd couldn't lay off for the first strikeout.
That brings up Colton Williams with nobody on, 1 out here in the home half of the second inning. Frankfort down 4 runs, 5-1. Rams on top here on the road. Load out of the windup, will deliver, and just misses outside. 1-0 to Williams. Of course, I believe El Dorado in West Frankfort in softball today across the park. As a 1-0 pitch catches the outside corner of the right-handed Williams. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Over by the pine tree.
Yes, sir. Drove through there on my way in to drop off the equipment. 1-1 coming. That's going to be sent. Foul, third base side. Zonders gets underneath it. He'll make the grab. 2 away.
Nice to get out of here. 1-2-3 for Florida. Don't let up now. Let them back in.
That'll bring up Kolb, a right-hander with 2 outs and nobody aboard in this half of the second inning. On top are the Rams, 5-1. Game, I don't think it's going to move as quickly as yesterday. No. We got in and out yesterday in an hour and 19 minutes against the Marion Wildcats. First pitch catches the outside corner to the right-hander Colby, falls behind 0-1. Always love the chatter coming out of the dugout. Yeah. Not annoying, but
like some can be. Well, there's no cheering going on, as you see sometimes in softball.
1-1 is the count. 2 gone, nobody aboard. The next pitch will just miss outside. 2 balls and a strike here to Colt. See what happens here on the 2-1 pitch. Curious to see how Floda comes back this time. Goes outside again, swung on a miss by Colt. 2-2. So pitch away from now this 1-2-3 after having to face 6 batters in the bottom half of the first. Let's see if he can get it done. 2-2's coming. 2-2's high. It looks like a changeup that time, possibly. Swung on a miss by Colt. 1-2-3 go the Redbirds. We'll come back with the top of the third. The Rams up 5-1. This is Mount Vernon Baseball on WMIX.
If I could change anything, you know what I'd change? I'd make it a law that if you tell someone to have a nice day, you really have to mean it. 100%.
Making your day better than it started out is what makes Erie Insurance above all in service. Auto, home, business, and life. Your Erie agent is waiting for you. And have a nice day.
Your Erie agent in Mount Vernon is the Bean Insurance Agency. Get a quote at beaninsurance.net.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is Mike Reese. You're listening to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to field number 8 at the West Frankfort City Park. The Mount Vernon Rams lead the Frankfort Redbirds 5-1. Chris Hugo with DC alongside. Avery Barton is back with us at the Mount Vernon studios, and we're glad to have you with us. 4, 5, and 6 coming up. It'll be Grant Garrett, Colin Young, and Colton Metter at Bradford. Should anybody get aboard here in this top half of the third inning? Follow us on Twitter, of course, at 94 Sports. We gained followers, I believe, over the weekend.
Yeah, a few.
Of course, we're on Facebook, allegedly. No alleged about it. We are. It's facebook.com/WMIX Sports. You want to know how to access X? You can't remember all the different lineage and language and whatnot. Just go to mywithersradio.com, find the WMIX website. You'll find it on our sports tab. 5-1 the score here. Garrett gets it started. Held the swing back and takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. He had a 2-2 count working, I believe, when Zane Zonders was thrown out trying to steal third with 2 outs back in the second. Let's see what happens here. 0-1 is your count. Pratt working out of the windup to get us started here in the top of the third inning. And time called by the batter, Garrett. He'll step out, take a practice cut or 2, and step back in. JV game, as mentioned earlier, going on beyond left field. The field over there, the 0-1 pitch, high, 1-1. He tried to go curveball again.
Yeah, he's struggling getting on top of it and pulling down. Leaving it up above his head.
See, we get out of Pratt this time, and his catcher, Tharp. 1-1's on the way. They go low this time. Garrett snags a piece of it, sends that a fair ball down the third base side. Like it was deflected off the third base.
Yeah.
I didn't see it that well.
Yeah, well, Culp got a glove across. Ball was hit so hard to his right. Had to reach across his body, then got a tip on, and that was it.
So a leadoff single by Grant Garrett brings up Colin Young. Runner on first base, nobody out. The Rams looking to continue the offense that has been so successful in the first and second innings, trying to build this lead. Don't bank on the away team, bank for the locals. Banterra, locally owned and operated. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. 5-1 the score, Rams on top. It's the kind of style we get here. It's going to miss low and away. They'll throw behind the runner, Garrett. Nothing doing.
A lot of Yachty Molina stuff going on here from West Frankfort. They do like to throw behind runners.
Trying to keep G-squared honest down there at first base. Of course, we mentioned Garrett on base. He not the catcher today. He, of course, the DH. It's his turn for DH today. So no courtesy runner to replace the not catcher. 1-0's coming. Garrett trying to tease. They're not going to throw behind this time. That does catch the outside corner of the plate to Young. Counts even, 1 ball, 1 strike.
That messed with Pratt a little bit, him taking off at the stop.
Whatever advantage can be gained by getting to the head of the opposing pitcher is something you got to do. We'll have a balk call on Pratt.
Yep. made a motion to start and motion and stop and start again. And
that's typically the infield umpire's duty?
No, either one can see.
Okay.
Because that was a frontal call.
Second base, Marcus Grant Garrett.
Because in this crew, the home plate umpire can see what's going on.
Very well. 1-1 the count here, Colin Young. Rams on top 5-1 with nobody out. The runner on second here in the top of the third. Pratt looks back towards second base. Out of the stretch, he'll fire. Here it comes, and that is going to be a foul back.
Good swing by Young.
It was 1-2. I was looking down riding, and then I saw the foul ball coming right to our right.
And Wizen had that.
Yes, it did.
As the teams rushed through the air.
A bottle rocket on the 4th of July. At least in the bottle rocket battle.
It doesn't have to be.
Still advised.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be 4th of July.
1-2 coming. Young sends that to deep center field. Agerson will get underneath it with room to spare, and Garrett thought about sagging. He'll hold up.
Don't want to run on Agerson's arm. He's a quarterback at the high school level and stuff, has been in his senior years, so he's got a little bit of an arm out there.
That he does. Don't support the other team. Go green with Banterra's online bill pay and online statements. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. Rams on top 5-1. We're at the top of the third. Metter will stand in. Had a sac fly RBI his last time up, back in the first. Has an RBI chance here with the runner on second base and only the one out here in the third. Pratt looks back at Garrett, the runner on second, and will come home with it. As Metter wisely allows that to drop in the dirt, 1-0. Rams are back in action tomorrow. South Southern Conference Showdown with the Carbondale Terriers at Brennan Klein Field. We'll have that for you, 4:15 pregame, 4:30 first pitch. Then we're all on the road against Belleville East on Friday. We'll have that one for you as well, 4 o'clock pregame, I believe. 1-0 coming. 1-0 catches the low edge of the zone, begets 1-1.
Getting some rain back yonder in the King City, I believe, where the radar looks.
They're having issues with the rain in the Orphans contest up there in Centralia, I know. 1-1 is the count here to Colton Metter. Back in action for the first time since March 13th, and he'll take it. That'll get away from the catcher. To third goes Grant Garrett. He'll round and stay put. So runner on third here in a 2-1 count for Colton Metter. I got Twitter follow for you. Cyborg Hansen. Good one. Taste may not be for everybody.
Yeah.
2-1 is the count here on the first baseman, Colton Metter. Runners on third base, one out. RBI chance here. Trying to get run number 6, and that will veer a little bit outside. 3-1 here to Colton. Former Field Panther, Colton Metter. With a Rome Hornet on deck, Pat Bradford.
The Woodlawn Warrior in the hole.
There you go. 3-1's coming. Metter will get a piece of that, send that towards right center field. Looks like Eggerson will come up with it. Garrett's going to tag, and here comes a play at the plate. Safe is Grant Garrett.
Yep, he can score sac fly RBI for Colton Metter.
Just got underneath
Another
the tag.
one.
Can't imagine.
Colton Metter has 2 sac flies today for RBI.
2 runs batted in. That's a third of the offense. 6-1 Rams. They score another here in the top of the third. That'll bring up Pat Bradford. Josh Gately, unfortunately, I do not know his feeder school. Did not get his bio this year. Try to know those things. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. 6-1 the score, bases empty, 2 outs with Pat the bat. Still taking the dirt, 1-0. See what we got. Radar looks very interesting.
Yeah, we're north. I think we're okay here.
Oh, we're fine. 1-0 is the count to Pat Bradford. The bases are empty with 2 outs. Here comes. He'll take inside. Had to lean back a little bit, if not for effect, and it's 2-0.
Try to sell that pitch. Try to say, hey, it's going to get me.
Of course, Dick Fulkerson helping keep the book today. He got a big complete game shutout yesterday as Bradford will foul one off. Over the first base dugout, our friend was wise today, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, he parked a little bit further away today. He didn't get as brave. Best to park away from the situation.
I'm curious to see who will start for the Rams tomorrow. Might be Anthony. Might be Jared's turn in the rotation. 2-1 the count here on Bradford. He'll swing and miss. 2-2.
Mono. Pratt threw it right by him, right in Bradford's wheelhouse, and he's got that look like I've missed it.
2-2 the count, 2 gone, bases empty, top 3. It's 6-1. Mount Vernon on top of West Frankfort. Here, what is now a South 7 versus River to River, Ohio battle. What used to be an all-South 7 battle. 2-2's coming. That's a many moons ago, and this is outside, full count.
Right, 19.
I'm barely old enough to remember the old South 7. Barely.
And Harrisburg Centralia trip could not have.
I can't have fathomed it was. Full count. Where will it go on 2 outs? And it's in the dirt. 2 out walk to Bradford. Good eyes by Pat the Bat. He'll end up on first base for Matthew Williams, who had a big double back in the second. Started things off. Later came around to score. Williams looks right back at the pitcher, Pratt, who will come out of the stretch with 1 on and 2 out. Williams will take low, and they'll throw behind Pat the Bat. He gets back safely on the slide.
Frankfurt does a lot of throwing behind base runners.
The old truth serum, trying to keep it honest, I suppose. We'll have a Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game. Matt and Pat are both the previous winners of that award here in Rams Baseball. 6-1 is the score. 2 outs and a runner on first. The 1-0 with the runner going. Throw looks like it's going to be high. Bradford's in safe.
FB for Mr. Bradford. Very active Mount Vernon Rams today on the bases.
Probably why they're seeing a lot of throws behind the runner.
Coach Holloway being very aggressive.
Your committee, your choice, your bank with 5 locations with friends and neighbors on staff who understand your needs. Community First Bank keeps it simple. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. 2-0 the count to Williams. Had a double his last time. He will send one to right. Will Bradford be waved around? He will. Coming up with it is Williams. He'll fire in. No attempt at the play. And it'll be 7-1 Rams on the RBI single by Matthew Williams.
Amazing. Matthew Williams is having one heck of spring.
He's found a niche. No doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever needs to be done. That's
another hit. That's 7 runs on 6 hits. 7 hits, actually. 7 runs, 7 hits now for Mount Vernon.
2 gone. Runner on first base for Josh Gately. Pitch is on the way with the runner going, and that's going to be sent opposite way. That should be just foul for strike 1. Escape to the outfield grass. Just a little bit foul. Gately grounded out to short his last time up back in the second. 0 for 1 today. They're trying to get in the offensive groove here in the top of the third. 7-1 Rams on top. 0-1 the count here to Josh with 2 outs and a runner aboard. Pratt out of the stretch, and will step off. Tell you who's ready to go. That's Josh Gately.
Yeah.
He said, let's get it going.
He's going to stay in the box a while. Mount Vernon's about over their time limit, not like I am number of games in this tournament.
0-1 coming. That'll get away on the throw, and Williams is going to go second base. Throw is high down to first, the throw behind the runner. Looked like the pitch just missed outside. I don't want to do the umpire's job. I didn't see a sign.
Yeah, pitch was outside, and the catcher, again, Tharp, threw it down to first base, but when he threw it, you see his arm drop, and that ball floated in the air like a balloon with helium, and that down the right field line goes with an E2. That is the second error on the Frankfort here this afternoon.
Puts the runner in scoring position here for Gately. 1-1's the count, 2 gone. Top 3, 7-1 is your Ram lead. We're going to try to push number 8 across here. Let's see what happens on 1-1 from Pratt. Here it comes. It's a ground ball to second. Shouldn't be a problem for Dodd. Picks it up, fires over to first. Almost pulled the first baseman off of the bag, but Raines does a nice job of staying on with the stretch. So that'll do the Rams here in the third. We're through 2.5. It's 7-1 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, Loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois proudly welcomes Dr. Brian Steinke to their medical staff. Dr. Steinke is an orthopedic surgeon specializing in spine surgery, treatment of the injured back, and will provide the newest state-of-the-art procedures in the region. Dr. Steinke is fellowship trained in spine and brings prestigious credentials to the center. Dr. Steinke is a gifted physician and contributor to orthopedic textbooks and will see patients starting in April. Call 618-242-3778 or visit their informative website at orthocenter-si.com.
For more insight, follow us on Twitter at 94sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Rams Baseball, WMIX online at mywithers.radio.com. We're glad to have you with us. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside, courtesy of Banterra Bank. Hit a grand slam and go for the account with no hidden fee. Banterra offers a totally free checking account. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC. Frankfort will send up the top of the order. Starkville and Egerton here in the third. And just sort of foul ball sharply hit towards the third base dugout. Falling behind is Stark 0-1. Flota walked a few to start the first, but rebounded nicely, getting a pair of Ks in the second. And also a pop-up foul to third base. The 0-1 is going to be sent deep to center. Used to be in Jones. Now Landon Thomas will retreat, make the grab.
Yeah, pretty easy there. Stark popped one out there. Easy fly ball.
Of course,
Flota's found his groove a little bit now. Starting to find it after that rough first inning. She gave up a run.
Of course, retreat, not to be confused with retweet, which you can do if you follow us on Twitter at 94sports. One out, nobody aboard for Cole. He will swing and send that towards center, heading towards left center. No problem for LT, so two pitches hit out that way. Two grabs by Landon Thomas, two away for Addison Egerton, the center fielder.
Three pitches, two out.
Well, he sent one to his counterpart out there in center.
Very efficient here. That 6-run lead can work ahead.
Been very effective since that talking to. That meeting at the mound with Tim Holloway.
I usually straighten you out when the manager comes
Yeah, you bet.
When you don't get to visit as that comes in for a strike, when you don't get to visit from the pitching coach and the manager comes out and talks to you, you got to turn up a notch. You're kidding, Jeff.
Of course. 0-1 the count here to Egerton. He will send one towards right center field. Gately makes the turn to get underneath. He'll make the grab. 1, 2, 3 go to the Redbirds here in the third. Still 7-1 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball on WMIX.
More Americans are on a move today than ever before. One of the most popular modes of transportation is the motorcycle. Motorcycles take us to our jobs, school, to the beach, and all around the country. If you're a bike rider, your Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, wants to make sure you have the best insurance protection while you're riding. Ask about the money-saving auto cycle discount and the experienced driver discount, too. Call Page Insurance at 242-7000 today about motorcycle insurance from Pekin Insurance.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is Mike Reese. You're listening to the Rams on WMIX.
Back to West Frankfort. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside Mount Vernon Rams Baseball. As we head to the top of the fourth, the Rams are up 7-1. Should be 1, 2, and 3. We see Tim Holloway talking to the umpire. Might start to see some pitch hitters. Jones, Thomas, Zonders due up, but that may not be whom we see. Looks like we will see Zach Jones. I do see Nathan Holt with a bat and a helmet. Usually a good indication that he might hit.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey there. How you doing?
Usually at this level, they don't try to mess around with people hiding back in the runway or hiding from other coaches from the other dugout, but Mount Vernon looks like there might be some changes in brewing.
I saw Sawyer Harrison with a helmet.
Tom Fulkerson has the book. Something's up, and he runs to the first base dugout on a sprint.
Also acting as the first base coach today. Fred McClure had to stay back in Mount Vernon. As we await the first pitch of this fourth inning, 7-1, Rams on top. Jones will get it started against Dakota Pratt. Here comes the righty out of the windup, pitch on the way, and that's going to just catch the outside corner. The left-handed Jones falls behind 0-1.
2 runs scored from Mr. Jones.
Or it's whether retirement is years or months away. Open a retirement account to fit your lifestyle perfectly. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. 0-1 to the left-handed shortstop, Zach Jones. Crack exhales slightly. Now fires on 0-1. That'll go high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Spring break for the Rams this week. Not many road trips, though. Here and then Belleville East on Friday.
At least be a good trip.
It'll be fun. If nothing else.
Oh, yeah, it always is.
Hey, we'll get a ride together. 1-1.
Yeah.
That'll be fouled off. Third base side. Well out of play. 1-2. And baseball is also presented in part thanks to kind folks like Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon, proud supporters of the Rams. Also the home of the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles, priced at $10,000. Also bank rate financing for everyone at Second Chance Auto in Mount Vernon. 1-2 the count to Jones. 7-1 your score. Bases empty. He gets started. Takes outside. Counts even. Second Chance typically our halftime show sponsor, but obviously that is not possible here. Unless we did a little dance around the 3.5 inning mark.
Get it in.
2-2's coming. Sends that foul with the third base side batting cage. Count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes to Zach Jones.
No rain dance. It's just a play.
Rain dance. Takes her back. 2-2 the count. Bases are empty here for Jones, obviously. Leadoff batter here in the top of the 4th inning. The Rams hanging on to a 7-1 lead over the Redbirds. Holds on deck. Possibly Harrison to follow. Where will the 2-2 end up? That'll end up off the bat of Jones. C&I single through the right side of the infield. So another leadoff base hit for Zach.
Rams
have been aboard 3 times.
Rams have had the leadoff hitter on in every inning so far.
So brings up Nathan Holt. Holt with Harrison to follow. A little bit of alliteration for Tim Holloway here. Hey, there's more. A few H's there for you. The Triple H.
It is a game.
Yeah. And that'll get away on the check down to first base. E1 will allow Zach Jones to advance. He's going to go ahead and round second, headed for third. Hesitated for a moment, but he'll get in there safely.
That's just good hustle. Nice to see him hustle Jones all the way around. Didn't settle for just getting to second base, and now the Rams in business again.
So E1 will allow 2 bases.
That's the third West Frankfort error in the game.
Nathan Holt has an RBI chance with nobody out here in the 4th. It's 7-1. Rams on top of West Frankfort on the road.
Again, another situation. Holt to show Mr. Holloway, hey, I can do some things, help this team out.
He'll take a first pitch strike down central, 0-1. Curious to see where Holt will be defensively. And one other adjustments we might see from Tim Holloway coming up in the bottom half of the 4th inning defensively. 0-1 the count to Holt with nobody out, runner on third. He'll get a piece of that. First base side, Raines. Gets underneath and makes the grab. Runner can't advance.
Tough one there. Pop out to first base. See Sawyer Harrison in here. Pinch hit for Zonders.
Hey, score update.
0-0 in the softball game between DuQuoin and JC after 3.
What else you got?
How about that's it? I haven't found anything. Slow day.
Vinton lost to Simeon today at Harrisburg, 6-3. Scoreboard update presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance and financial service needs, see Tony in his office, 42nd South Watertown, Mount Vernon, on that corner. You can find them worldwide at TonyWilt.com. Walk in, call in, or click in. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. 7-1 your score.
Look back up north towards Mount Vernon. Thunderheads are out pretty big there.
Front row. And the first pitch low and away to Harrison. Sawyer played football 1 year, I think, as a reserve kicker on a Ram team that made the trek to Geneseo back in 09er, if I'm not mistaken. Here comes. We'll take a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I see things are rubbing off on you.
I knew you'd like that. I believe he wore the 99er, 99.
Yeah.
Okay in walkie-talkie land.
Yeah.
Say 9er. 1-1's the count. Runner on third, one out here. Top four. Harrison swings through. It's 1-2.
Ham radio, we're not.
Oh, we do have calls. WMIX. Mount Vernon. Free service from Withers Broadcasting, as it is the bottom of the hour.
On my phone, didn't you?
No, I actually just guessed. It's like, I hope I'm not making a moron of myself. Hopefully it's close to one or the other. I looked down at my phone, it ended up being 5:30. There's actually, if I try to look that way, I can't see anything. I get a glare off your laptop and off your phone, actually. 1-2 coming. Harrison will swing as a pitch in the dirt. He'll try to go down to first base, and at the plate we have a play. And safe at home is Zach Jones. Looks like he was already out. Just say he did not hold on to the ball. It came loose after he came up after the tag.
Yeah. You want to talk about a couple of tough plays for the umpire. The pitcher came in. That was Pratt. Art got the ball and threw it to Pratt. Pratt made the tag on Jones, but when Pratt made that tag, the ball popped out. Now, he didn't have control all the way through the tag, and that's when the ball popped out. His motion was still going as he's trying to corral it, and I think it was a good call by the umpire. As Harrison will reach, he'll go as a strikeout, but it'll go as a fielder's choice. They elected not to go after the runner going down the first base line.
As it'll go for a strikeout for the pitcher Pratt, but no out. As there's a runner on first base. Still the one out from Pryor, though. His Holt popped out to first base. As they'll check on the runner at first, who is now Sawyer Harrison. Grant Garrett stands in. One out, runner on first base. Rams on top 8-1 now after all of that.
I know that voice.
That's what I was just kind of thinking.
I can't place it.
I feel you. They'll throw behind the runner. After that pitch missed outside, low, ball one. 1-0 the count to Garrett. We'll get reset here and tell you that it is 8-1. Rams on top four. One out, runner on first base. Dakota Pratt had the strikeout on Sawyer Harrison, swung at a low pitch that bounced around, got away from the catcher. Jones came in to score. Fielder's choice. The throw was in time. The pitcher couldn't hang on. Now they'll check on Harrison at first again. Why not? Hate to think Sawyer might be on a raft headed down towards second.
Complete whitewash.
That's Sam Clements' joke.
That'll be a complete whitewash if he gets there.
1-0's coming. There it is. It's going to miss high, 2-0.
Read that book here about a month ago.
Did you really?
I'll reread it.
Believe it or not, I have never read it.
That's a good little book. I had to do a little reread in classroom activity.
Read all kinds of random books through the Honors English program at Mount Vernon High School in my time. Remember that one? Never was required reading to my knowledge. 2-0's coming.
See that? Okay.
Don't miss a win.
I think that was a balk, what I just saw.
Might have been.
He starts the ball out of his hand, and he brings it in and pulls it back out as he's putting his hand set. I thought that was kind of odd.
The results in a 3-0 count now for Grant Garrett. Runner on first base, one out here, top of the fourth. Glad to have you with us on WMIX. We're online today at mywithersradio.com. Of course, we're always online. If you're wondering where the video went, we'll have it back for you with Rams football against Rochester on August 24th. And backs.
Uh-oh. And Harrison leaning over there at first. He just gets picked off. Pratt made a good move to first, and Harrison was leaning going the other way, and Pratt did a good job, I think, reading what was going on and picked off Harrison to go for the second out.
Tag came with his hand outstretched, but did not touch the bag before the tag touched him, so 2 away.
That hurt.
I'll be a bit of
runner on the strikeout.
Might call that a bit of poetic justice for the Redbirds. That's what happened to play. With 2 gone, bases empty now. It'll be a 2-out walk to Grant Garrett.
Of course, 2-out walk.
That'll bring up Colin Young. Rams are on top, 8-1. They scored another here in the fourth.
Scoreboard update.
Go for it.
Cobden 12, Woodlawn 2, softball final.
Scoreboard update presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Agent. Find him on the web at TonyWilt.com or it's corner 42nd South Water Tower in Mount Vernon. You see his red Jeep in the parking lot, stop in. He would love to meet with you. Runner on first base, 2 gone. Standing in is Young. They'll throw behind Garrett. Missed. It's 1-0. Of course, Matt Patterson's Woodlawn Lady Cardinals, very young.
Oh, they're so young. They barely got their diplomas from 8th grade.
Lady Rams got a big one yesterday over Marion in 8 innings. Haley Lockhart singled home Jacqueline Flood in the bottom half of the 8th for a walk-off win.
Big win for the Lady Rams.
They're now 2-0 in South 7 Conference play, as are the Rams baseball team. Both will have Carbondale tomorrow. At home, even. Not a fan. You can go on this rant right now. not a fan of the South Sevens scheduling for conference games.
Or they're on the same night?
Back in the day, by back in the day I mean 5 years ago.
Okay, Apollo does now.
Well, that was 4 years ago. Back in the day, 5 years ago, you just played whenever. You know, there was no rhyme or reason to it. So you wouldn't have Mount Vernon and Centralia same place, same time. You might have Rams baseball against Centralia one day, and then another day it might be Lady Rams softball against Centralia. Heck, it might be 2 weeks later. Then, 4 years ago, they tried that double-header thing that failed miserably. And 3 years ago, they went to the schedule of same time, same day, same town. And the reasoning I was told was to save on transportation, but you still have to take 2 buses regardless. Yep. To save on transportation, they did not. If that's not the correct Amundo explanation of how that came to be, as it's 2-0 now to Young, he takes low, you can feel free to email me at 94sports at mywithersradio.com or tweet me on Twitter at 94sports or facebook.com/WMIXsports if that's not the case. But that's how it was explained to me by a couple of different officials. 2-0 coming. That's going to be sent towards left field. Young gives it a bit of a ride. Retreating is the left fielder. He'll make the grab near the warning track. And that'll do it for the Rams, but not before they score a run here in the fourth. It's 8-1 Mount Vernon. We head to the bottom half of the inning. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
Hi, Roy Schmidt, Ford dealer at Ford Square, Mount Vernon. When it comes to vehicle awards, there's definitely a lot of competition out there, to say the least. The 2012 Ford F-150 has been awarded the Motor Trend Truck of the Year for many reasons. This truck is the most fuel-efficient truck in its class, the toughest and most powerful, too. The F-150 tows the most, up to 11,300 pounds. It hauls the most, up to 3,120 pounds. And it generates the most available power, up to 411 horsepower. Take your pick of 9 distinctive models, 4 high-tech engines, 3 box lanes. Whatever you need a truck to do the best, the F-150 lineup delivers. Right now, you can purchase a 2011 Ford F-150 that MSRP's at $40,700 and drive away for a little over $31,000. Come see us at Ford Square at 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois, where the best never rests.
For more insight, follow us on Twitter at 94sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to the West Frankfort City Park, field number 8. Mount Vernon Rams on top of the Frankfort Redbirds, 8-1. As we head to the bad time for hiccup. We head to the home half of the fourth. 4, 5, 6 coming for the Redbirds. Cody Raines, Dakota Pratt, Michael Dodd, Nathan Dodd. Should anybody get aboard? Pitcher is still Trevor Flota. Third base will be Sawyer Harrison now. Pitcher is still, like I said, Flota. I already said that. Young still behind the plate. Jones looks to still be your shortstop. Matthew Williams still appears to be the second baseman. Looks like the Bird out there at first. Jared Anthony. At the bat, still in left. Holt looks like he is out. He's somewhere out there. Here it comes. That'll miss it inside to Raines. 1-0 from Flota. You're in the fourth. Rams on top, 8-1. I cannot see that far out. With those small, tiny little numbers as 1-0 comes, and that's going to be raked to short. No problem for Jones. He'll reach across and make the throw. Inside, as Anthus comes up with the grab. 6-3 retires Raines. 1 away for Dakota Pratt.
7 in a row retired now by Trevor Flota after his struggles in the first inning.
Wondering if Anthus might get a start tomorrow in a conference game against Carbondale. He's been a past winner of your Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game Award. Familiar faces, new places. Bank of Ray and Bree at Community First Bank's new 42nd Street location in Mount Vernon. And, of course, welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC. We'll have that award in the Bean Insurance postgame show. First pitch to the pitcher, Pratt. This is outside, 1-0. We'll start bringing some binoculars.
Looks like number 7 out in right field.
I think that's Holt out there in right.
Yeah.
Swung and a miss on the next pitch, and 1-0 becomes 1-1.
Looks like a number 7 there. At least from what my eyes can tell through the glasses.
Indeed.
My glasses.
Here it comes. Swung and a miss. 1-2.
All right. Pat to bat and left. Can't tell who's in center. Holt's in right. Anthus at first.
1-2. And that is going to be sent a fair ball down the first right field line. Okay. I couldn't tell.
Is the first hit for West Frankfort today.
We're trying to avoid the topic, but Brad will bring up the no-no here in the fourth. So one out, runner on first base. Now for the Redbirds. Dodd will stand in, the right-hander, to face Trevor Flota. As the Redbirds have their first base runner since first. Here comes. This is blowing away, 1-0. Second Chance Auto brings you Rams baseball, at least helps bring you the effort. Say more about them after 1-0. Reaches out after that one.
Give you something for the effort.
Just misses 1-1.
That's Kalinga. I can see Mount Vernon wrap out. Get out of this inning 8-1. Take your chances. Try to short game this one to fifth.
1-1 the count. Shows bunt that time. Lays it down. It's right back to Flota. He'll throw to second for the lead runner. The first not in time for the double play, so 1-6 fielder's choice.
Interesting.
Better races the lead runner.
You're down 7 runs. Still bunting. Interesting baseball.
Well, with 2 away, now will come Nathan Dodd. Second Chance Auto, of course, is your home for the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles, priced through $10,000 in one location. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East. Mount Vernon, proud supporters of the Mount Vernon Rams. 2 outs, runner on first for Nathan Dodd. Struck out his last bat. 0 for 1 today. Takes low and away, ball 1. Flota gets set out of the stretch with the runner on first base. Next pitch is in the zone. They'll throw behind the runner. Gets away somewhat from Anthus. Able to make the stop and keep it nearby.
Anthus did a good job. Just came in there, and that throw was kind of in the dirt by Young, and Anthus dug it out.
As Nathan Dodd stands back in there. 2 away, 1 on. Here in the fourth. 8-1 is your Ram lead. He'll take a pitch inside. Close. 3-0.
One, is it not? All right.
Yeah, here we go. Pitch in the dirt, 3 balls and a strike.
Why the runner, that batter's not going anywhere now. Now it's 3 balls. Strike.
We got her done.
It's all good. That scoreboard means nothing. It's all about what's in the book and in the umpire's hands.
Oh. Hello. This misses outside. It'll be a 2-out walk, but runners on first and second. Frankfort trying to make a stand here in the bottom half of the fourth inning, down 7. It's 8-1. Rams on top. Flota trying to get out of the inning here with 2 outs. That'll bring up Colton Williams, the right fielder, who popped out foul, third base side his last time up, back in the second.
And that old bugaboo for Flota here, walk. What bad thing he's done today.
First pitch to Williams, catches the outside corner for a strike. Interesting. 0-1 coming. They check his swing.
Yeah, there's no way.
1-1. Eligible quality is under a boil water order. Yeah, that had just had that email come in. Okay. Portions of the Village of Equality until further notice. But that's going to be chipped into shallow right field. Will that score a run? Hole will come up with it. He will fire it in. The Redbirds are going to get another run.
Everywhere.
Oh, no. Anthus will just go ahead and run after the runner who was off a third, then throws it away, and the run will score. Young could hang on.
Bad throw there by Anthus. He should have ran. What you do in that situation as a cutoff guy in the middle of the infield, and there's a runner from second to third and a runner from third back to third, you have to run that runner back to third base. Don't run him towards home and make a throw, hold it up and fake the catcher out. Run that runner back to third. That'll go as the Rams' first error, and West Frankfort has scored on the hit, and it will not be an RBI, however.
2 gone, runners on second and third, 8-2 now. Here comes the pitch on the way. That'll miss outside to Nathan Colt. He still got his last at-bat, but now it's ahead in the count, 1-0.
And if you're wondering why that's not an RBI, it's because the runner was not going to score and was picked off.
And now that's going to be chopped to the pitcher. Flota will pick it up, fire across in time, so the damage limited to a run here in the bottom of the fourth. We head to the fifth, 8-2 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball on WMIX.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
How do you spend your Saturday mornings? Wake up, grab coffee, get something to eat? Why not add a little WMIX Saturday Sports Show to your Saturday? From 8:08 until 10 o'clock, we have guests, discussion, and fun involving the regional sports topics that matter to you. It's the pick-me-up you need to start your morning off right. It's the Saturday Sports Show every single week on WMIX AM 940 and online at mywithersradio.com. Presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. For more content, like WMIX Sports on Facebook. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Vernon Rams Baseball here on WMIX. Top half of the 5th inning. Coming up for the Rams will be the 6, 7, and 8 spots in the order. It'll be Jared Antis at the bat, and presumably Matthew Williams for the Rams here at the top half of the 5th. Mount Vernon on top, 8-2. Although I've seen Jared bat this year.
I don't remember if he has or not.
Pretty sure I haven't. So Bird will get that bat. Aldi.
Pitching change.
Looks like Cole. So just the old swap between 1 and 6. Brad will go out to short.
Yep, just a flip-flop.
Of course, with 5 Jefferson County branches and responsive quality service for all of your accounts, Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. We'll have the First Player of the Game coming up in the Bean Insurance Post-Game Show. Top of the 5th, 8-2, Rams on top. Anthos gets it started here. And what I sincerely believe, his first PA of the season.
Give you a stat line here in a second for the West Frankfort starter.
8-2.
Stat line as follows. Ball 1 taken high. Dakota Pratt went 4 innings, 8 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, and even 2 walks and 2 Ks. Can only be the loser. And if West Frankfort comes back, ties it up at 8, then he would escape that decision.
2-0 the count here to Jaybird. 2-0 the count, bases empty, nobody out. Antis gets it started again here in the top of the 5th, still an 8-2 ball game. And it's 3-0 now as that misses outside to Antis.
Game like this, with both teams having conference games tomorrow, you're going to see a lot of people throwing you don't normally see.
3-0. What'll happen? It'll be a ground ball right into the glove of Cole. He'll fire on to first. 1-3. That'll bring up Pat Bradford.
Kind of bogged down here. Mount Vernon maybe a little listless today in this effort because of the fact it's not a conference game.
As Bradford gets a piece, sends that towards right field, giving chase will be Williams. He will see that one go off of his glove to the fence. Bradford is going to be held up at second base.
Yeah, went off his glove, off his right shoulder, and that'll be an error. E9 on the reach. That'll be the 4th Redbird error of the day.
So Peninsky will bat for Williams.
We're getting everybody in there today. Everybody getting an AB.
8-2 your score. Rams have a runner in scoring position in the form of Pat the Bat. Abe Peninsky will stand in. Out of the stretch will come Cole. His pitch looks like he caught the inside corner, but just misses. 1-0. Bradford just looks massive sent out there on second base. It's a 1-0. Check swing. Did he hold up? Missed outside. They will appeal, and Hayden did not go around 2-0.
Close. Gate was shut on the barn. Good swing.
The count, 1 gone. Here we go. Outside, 3-0.
Somebody's not happy about that.
3-0. Now that'll catch the outside corner. Paninsky 3-1. Good eye. Kept a 3-0 count. Wasn't too aggressive there on 3-0. Didn't see a pitch you could hit. Let it go by. 3-1 is the count. One gone. Runner on second base. Top 5. Here comes the next one. He'll send that to third. Bradford's going to advance with somebody to cover third, and now Paninsky is safe at first in the fielder's choice because it gets away.
I got another error.
Woof. Bradford comes around to score to make it 9-2.
So it turned out to be...
I'm just going with whatever you say.
It was a bunt, correct? Yes.
Hey, just a swinging bunt.
Right, swinging bunt. So he made the throw to first late. Actually, I would say it has to be a hit, and then the error on the throw getting by, because the runner did beat the guy that beat the throw to the bag.
Yes.
So Bradford scores. It's no RBI.
Both looked back to Bradford, headed towards third base.
Yeah.
Nobody there to cover. Then wound the throw a little side as the first pitch will miss inside to Gately.
Exactly right. There goes as a hit, but no RBIs. The runner was not going to score on that particular one.
Correct. 1-0. The count here to Gately. A runner on second, 9-2 your score. Rams on top. That's going to be a ground ball to short. The pitcher, Pratt, can't come up with it. Waved around is Hayden Paninsky. Here comes a long throw. They weren't trying to get the relay man. As Gately is now going to try to go to third. Throw from the catcher will be in time. And out of third is Josh Gately.
10th run scores for the Rams on their 10th hit of the day. No errors. The runner was thrown out at third on the 8-5. Gately trying to get a little too much for the second out of the inning, but you can't blame him. Trying to be aggressive.
He's trying to get that 11th run across. So now 2 outs and base is empty for the man who has scored 3 times today. He's reached all 3 times in 3 plate appearances. Had a homer to lead off the game. Singled. Scored back in the 4th, but reached on an error back in the 2nd. Now bats again here in the 5th. Rips one towards right center field. That's going into the gap. And that's going to roll all the way to the fence. Should be a double for Jones with 2 outs. Nice hitting work by Zach Jones.
Hit parade continues.
Not to the point of calling him Dr. Jones, lady.
He is solid. The 11th hit of the game. Nathan Holt up. He popped out to first base in his last at bat.
Interesting. Here comes. As Holt will stand in, takes the first pitch outside low. Ball 1.
I'd like to see Rams sneak across 2 more here. Take the chances in the bottom of the 5th.
Sure, they would love that. As Holt will take low and away again. 2-0. Good eye.
And you can tell that Cole is struggling a little bit here on the mound. Not able to get it over. His defense hasn't helped him either. 5 West Frankfort errors this afternoon.
Runner on second, 2 gone. Top 5. Rams up 10-2. The runner going. Pitcher indifferent. That'll be popped into right field. Somebody's got to give. It'll bounce around out there. Reigns can't come up with it. Setting on first will be Nathan Holt, scoring with Zach Jones.
Yep,
great aggressive base running by Zach.
Yep, that's a hit. He was stealing from second. 11th run for Mount Vernon. Hit parade continues. Sawyer Harrison now up.
Harrison struck out but reached first on the fielder's choice. By the choice, we mean got away from the catcher on a pass ball. He threw to the pitcher covering. That's how Zach Jones scored. And Harrison, after striking out, was on first base. He was later picked up. And this will bring up Harrison. Ground ball to third, gets through the legs. It'll be first and second.
That's a nice E5. Got to get those 3 hoppers. You got to stay down on the ball. Can't expect it to come up. And this West Frankfort team had a devastating loss yesterday from what we heard before the game. And then, of course, not doing well today. Here's an opportunity for Grant Garrett to come up and get Mount Vernon up by 10 runs.
Of course, that'll make your kids' future victory. Teach them the importance of saving today with Banterra's Smart Kids Savings Account. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. That one was a little out there in the low. Ball 1 to Garrett.
You and I can do that about saving. We're tight with the money.
Yeah. You're a little more responsible than I am. 1-0 coming. Garrett got a piece. Send it to third. It'll be a race to the bag. Safe at the bag. Look to be Nathan Holt.
That will go as a fielder's choice.
So its base is loaded now. 2 gone.
Yep. And Colin Young at the plate has a single and 3 at-bats with an RBI for his work today so far. I wonder if he's got another one in him.
See what happens.
Rams have scored in every inning of the game so far.
1-0. Check swing by Young. Lays off. It's strike 1.
Tough for West Frankfort.
They're down 11-2 now here in the top of the 5th with the bases crammed, 2 outs. Young gets a piece of it, sends it foul. Good duck there by Nathan Holt.
Yeah. God damn, that'll make you think. That's why runners take leads at third base in foul territory. It's not to get hit.
1-2 to Young, 2 gone. Bases loaded here, top of the 5th, 11-2 your score. Rams up 9 runs. Here comes ball 2 outside. Counts even to Young. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Young's gotten the bat on the ball today. As you said, he had a single back in the first. Deep flyouts to center and right field respectively in the third and fourth. Now has 2-2 here with the bases juiced. Takes in the dirt. Full count.
One thing about it with Mount Vernon, and there's only been 2 strikeouts, Mount Vernon is not a team that strikes out a lot. They usually put the ball in play and do different things, and that's why, you know, they have such success.
Swung on a miss, and that'll end the inning on the full count pitch.
What's for that, James?
So we are through 4.5. The Rams lead this one 11-2. We'll come back to the bottom of the inning after this. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hometown proud Baroviax IGA. There's no better way to shop today, Baroviax IGA. If it's Baroviax, you know it's fresh for you and your family. If it's Baroviax, you got the best. For hometown proud, you see. Hometown proud Baroviax IGA. Hometown proud Baroviax IGA.
More baseball action ahead on WMIX and MyWithersRadio.com.
Home half of the 5th we go. The Rams with a commanding 11-2 lead over the Frankfort Redbirds here. It'll be top of the order coming for Frankfort. Tharp, Cole, and Eggertson. Range, if anybody will get aboard. Pitcher is still Flota. Is that Reeves out in center?
Yeah, he just came running in from the left side. I think he was out in the JV game.
No, it's not Reeves.
No, it's not Reeves in the dugout.
Reeves is in the dugout. Ellis, maybe? As Tharp gets a piece of one towards left center field, that one's going to take a walk outside the fence. Home run for Joshua Tharp.
Home run, the first pitch fastball, hung up in the eyes. I thought took care of that one pretty handily. That gives West Frankfort a 3rd run, the 3rd hit.
11-3 your score. All righty.
That was hit.
That was. A nice piece of that one.
Trevor left that one up in the zone a tad bit.
So Cole will stand in, bases empty, nobody out after the home run by Tharp to lead off the inning. Cole will stand in, now your pitcher for the Redbirds. Initially your shortstop. First pitch is on the way, and he will pop that foul to go behind us, 0-1.
Yeah. A battle here, Trevor Flota. It's an opportunity to do something here. It was hit a mile, that home run, though.
Got a nice piece of it.
It's back and better than ever.
Ruh-roh.
Hello.
Top of the hour, it must be.
Must be.
0-1 is your count. Here comes the pitch on the way to Cole. He will send that one up the middle. Jones can't get to him. That'll be back-to-back base hit.
Starting to see the third time through the order as West Frankfort, and they're starting to get some good, better looks at Mr. Float as his third time through the order.
Pitch on the way this next time to the batter, Eggerson. This is outside, 1-0. Don't get caught looking in an embarrassing situation. Make sure you've opted in your debit card for overdraft purchases. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, the official voice of your Mount Vernon Rams. Courtesy runner. Nobody out, runner on. 11-3 is your Ram lead here in the bottom half of inning number 5. Went off speed that time on Eggerson. 1-1. See what we get here on 1-1. That is going to be sent in the center for a base hit. The hit parade continues. Gets away from Gately, who's now out in center field. That's who that is. They're going to wave around the lead runner. Here comes a play at the plate. Young holds on, blocks the plate,
nice,
and hangs on for the out.
Give the error because the ball did get by the outfielder to allow the runner to get to home.
They recovered
nicely.
nicely.
A great job, though, by Young to block off the plate, and there was no way that Cole could get the courtesy runner could get into the plate. Nice job. Runner now at second with 1 out. He advanced there on the throw.
After the EA, Gately recovers nicely, throws a bomb to home. Young hangs on, blocks the dish, and it remains 11-3. So 1 out, runner on second base now for Cody Raines. Grounded out to short as last time, up, walks back in the first. This pitch is on the way, and it catches the outside corner. Behind goes Raines, 0-1.
Odd game today, circumstances. 8 errors by my count in the game between the two teams.
That'll bounce away from Young, but kept it in front of him. That's the important thing. Was able to walk right up the first base line and get it. Kept the runner on second base. So it's 1-1 now to Cody Raines. Out of the stretch will come Flota. He has gone the distance thus far, and that one will bounce around and get away on the wild pitch. And Eggerson will take third base. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. Rams trying to keep any more from Frankfort scoring. Gets to the outside corner.
Up by a big lead, Chris. You want to see focusing right now. Mount Vernon lacking that a little bit.
Yeah.
Vantage point.
Might be thinking too much about Thursday and Friday. Who knows? Might be thinking about the fact of spring break. Never know with teenagers as the 2-2 comes in the dirt. Full count. Well aware it's past the top there. We'll take care of that in just a moment. See what happens. Full count here. 1 gone. Bottom of the fifth inning. Frankfort scored another run. It was a leadoff homer by Joshua Tharp. Rams played at 3 in their half of the fifth to take what is now an 11-3 lead. Chopped foul on 3-2. Count remains the same. The pitches is Flota thrown.
Mr. Flota. That would be 7.
Wow, seems like more than that.
Early in it, the first inning was 23 as he walks another one. And then after that, it was 11, 5, and 19. So he's not much more judicious about how he's spinning his pitches.
Of course, we'll see what happens here and then try to get that identifier in. 1 out. Runners at the corners. We'll go ahead and pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
You're listening to Rams Baseball on AM 940 WMIX, Mount Vernon, Carbondale, Cape Girardeau, and online at mywithersradio.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
There you go. That's who we are after the top 6 o'clock hour. Game definitely going longer than the one we had yesterday. Hour and 19 minutes. Rams prefer to get in and get out in an hour 30, win or lose.
Might not happen today, though.
Well, we're past that. That would have been 5:58. Gone an hour and 36 at this juncture. Here with 1 out, bottom of the fifth. Runners at the corners. 11-3 as Flota will step off the rubber towards third. Goes back towards first. No throw.
Yeah, I got bullpen action going on down there.
Thomas and Reeves. Pass fires down the middle. It's fouled off over the first base dugout by Dakota Pratt.
I'm surprised, and once the umpire looks down that line, they see Clayton down there catching without a mask on. They'll probably make him go get one.
Fulkerson at least has a helmet guarding the action. 0-1 coming. Ooh, got a ball in the inside corner, nothing to do. Cal Eldred out there. Runners are at the corners with one gone. Still in the bottom half of the fifth inning. It seems to be going at a snail's pace. 11-3 is your score. Rams up 8. Here comes high fastball. Going chasing with Pratt. He'll strike out 2 away.
He couldn't have got on the ladder and swung at that one. That was that far over his head.
5th strikeout today unofficially for Trevor Flota. That brings up Michael Dodd. Let's see. Reached on a fielder's choice, perhaps.
Fielder's choice, grounded back to the pitcher, and then fielder's choice.
Swinging bunt, I believe is what it was.
Yes, that was all the mayhem with the errors and everything.
Yep. We'll take a first pitch ball. It's 1-0, 2 gone, runners at the corners, home half of the 5th. Rams taking on to an 8-run cushion. This will be a ground ball to short. Jones comes up, fires over the first in time. So 1 run crosses the plate here in the 5th. It's the Joshua Tharp home run to lead it off, and then the Rams were able to keep the Redbirds at bay. We'll go to the top of the 6th after this. 11-3 Rams. This is Mountain Baseball on WMIX.
Life is no easy task for anyone. We all want to better ourselves and our financial situation. Feel like you're going nowhere? Or just ready for a new challenge? Or wanting the college experience without going deeper into debt? Regardless of your answer, Rend Lake College is your vehicle to a brighter future. With over 100 degree and certificate programs, Rend Lake College can put you on the fast track to a new career or to continue your education. More affordable than four-year universities and private schools, you can save thousands of dollars at Rend Lake College. Fall courses begin August 13th with open registration starting April 16th. It's never too early to start thinking about your future. Smaller class sizes mean more focus on you. Smaller enrollments mean more focus on you. And a laid-back atmosphere allowing you the challenge of a great college experience without going deeper into debt. Rend Lake College's counselors are always on hand to help guide you to your new opportunity. Call 437-5321 to set up an appointment or log on to rlc.edu for more information.
This is your home for Rams Radio, WMIX.
And we welcome you back. In time for the top half of the 6th inning. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski on WMIX, online at mywithersradio.com. You can follow us on Twitter at 94sports. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WMIX Sports. And, of course, you'll find all kinds of sports content at mywithersradio.com. Still trying to work on that archive section. We do have some stuff uploaded to our YouTube channel. Of course, you can find all the highlights from the Rams basketball season on our video page. As we brought you high-quality streaming video for Rams football, Rams basketball, Lady Rams volleyball. Something about the spring sports that makes that a little bit difficult. Unless you're going to have about 3 cameras and a shanty or a shack everywhere you go, you're going to be fighting the weather.
Everybody's down there in the bullpen for the Rams.
Do I?
Everybody's warming up down there in the bullpen for the Rams. Saving those arms for the next 2 days.
Antis let us off an inning ago. He'll lead off again. Round out top pitcher.
Told you.
Finally saw down there.
Yeah, Clayton Reeves is down there catching, and he doesn't have a mask. You must have a mask to high school level to catch in the bullpen.
Better safe than sorry.
Well,
we've seen sorry.
Yep.
So Antis leads us off. Had a 3-0 count last time when he grounded out. See what happens here. Score an extra base hit with Banterra's Visa debit card. It provides the convenience of a banking account and a card. Banterra Bank. Thank you with local style, member FDIC. First pitch is on the way in the inning. That's going to be chopped to the third base side. It'll be picked up, thrown across in time. I believe Raines is now your third baseman.
Yep.
5-3 will go Anthony. First baseman is J.D. Harper. Shortstop remains Pratt. And Dodd remains your second baseman. Tyler Ellis It's in place of Peninsky now. Takes his first pitch strike. 0-1. My batter off. He bats for Bradford. My apologies. Swung on a miss. He gets 0-2. Peninsky is still on deck. My apologies.
Yep.
So many details here in the Bob book.
Oh, the Bob book is loaded up today.
Oh, yeah, Bob Carpenter, random factoid here. 0-2, escapes outside. It's going to be 1 ball, 2 strikes. In 2003, Bob Carpenter was a reporter for ESPN in the NL Division Series between San Francisco and the Florida Marlins. Ground ball back to short on 1-2. The pitcher, Cole, fires back over to first to Harper. It'll be 1-3.
Might be the
2 away.
Inning. Rams haven't scored a run down there.
Could be.
Have 2 outs. They score at least a run in every inning. Been 3-2, 2-1, and 3 in the 5 innings they've been at the plate previously.
Rams initially were solid. They didn't thought of getting out of here in 5. And this one would appear to go the distance. 11-3 your score. Top 6. Bases empty. 2 gone for Peninsky. Pitch on the way from Cole is going to be sent foul. Should be over us. Yep. 0-1.
Flop. Scoreboard update. 2 Coin softball remains undefeated, beating Johnson City 1-0.
It's a big win.
Nice win.
Nashville also still undefeated, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting on the Mississippi side of the river.
Heard that talk today about people in Nashville playing softball.
Golf course chatter, I take it?
That's actually a breakfast.
I gotcha.
Well, McDonald's moves it today. Pre-fellowship and sustenance before he went out to the course.
1-1 is the count here on Peninsky with the bases empty and 2 gone. He'll send a ground ball to the shortstop. Pratt will pick it up, fire across. Peninsky will beat it out. No, he won't. Wow. My call doesn't matter. So 6-3 will retire the side, and 1-2-3 go the Rams here at the 6th. Still 11-3 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
After disappointing results in last year's sectional championships, Mount Vernon Rams Baseball and Lady Rams Softball look for more hardware in 2012. WMIX is your home for every pitch of Rams Baseball and a great assortment of Lady Rams Softball. Tune in to AM 940 on game day and log on to mywithersradio.com to hear the Rams and Lady Rams worldwide. Mount Vernon Rams Baseball and Lady Rams Softball only on WMIX and mywithersradio.com. Presented by Banterra Bank, banking with local style.
Is your mortgage rate higher than you want it to be? Hi, this is Joy Schrader, mortgage specialist with People's National Bank in Mount Vernon. If you have a high interest rate on your mortgage, you need to give me a call at 241-6928 to discuss refinancing your mortgage loan, or stop by People's National Bank at 413 South 34th Street for details. People's National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Let's go back to the field, powered by Banterra Bank.
And we welcome you back to Mount Vernon Rams Baseball. WMIX online at mywithersradio.com. For West Frankfort here at the bottom of the 6th, down 11-3. It'll be Don Williams. And barring any lineup changes. Landon Thomas will make his first pitching appearance of the year as the lefty comes in relief of Trevor Flota here in the 6th. We look around the diamond for the Rams. Flota will slide to second base. Shortstop remains Zach Jones. Harrison's still at third. Anthus at first. Left fielder is now Tyler Ellis, it would seem. I believe Gately is still in center with Holt still in right. Trying to look around the diamond quickly. That's not correct. Nathan Holt.
Where?
And right.
No.
Huh.
That's some sneaky stuff going on.
Could be anybody. That looks like Nathan anyway. Can't see the number on the front of the unit.
Well, no, because he's holding his glove up across the number.
Exactly. Heaven forbid that would work out. Now he's shaded by Bird, so now I really don't have a chance. Dodd gets a start at Nathan Dodd, 0 for 1 today. Struck out and walked. Thomas fires his first pitch of the season, inside low. It's ball 1 to Nathan Dodd. It's a good chance to get some work here for Landon Thomas. See what kind of arms Tim Holloway has. JV game's still going on behind us. behind us, in front of us, it's behind the left field fence, is actually what I was trying to get at. It's in the dirt again. 2-0. It's always dangerous when I'm multitasking, trying to provide tech support. I'm an engineer, apparently, in my spare time. 2-0 is the count here on Dodd. Thomas will fire, catches the outside corner. It's 2-1.
And Thomas come in, throw strikes, and get out of here with a win.
Hey, something happened over there, over yonder. 2-1 is the count here. With nobody out, as Dodd got us started, takes a pitch across the inside corner. Like maybe a slider from the lefty, 2-2. I don't think that's scoreboard. That might be a scoreboard for a different field, too. Actually, we're screened. Yeah. Pitch on the way on 2-2, and that is going to be fouled off. Keep the count the same here for Nathan Dodd. He leads us off, bottom of the 6th, to 11-3 Rams.
Trevor Flota got about in. 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 5 walks, and 4 Ks by unofficial account of the game so far.
Mike Young checking in on Facebook. Proud Papa here today with his son catching the pitcher, Landon Thomas. And that'll be a strikeout and a throw down to third. Swung on a miss that time, right into the mid of Colin Young. Telling us we are good on weather. All staying up to the north.
It is.
Our people, look out for us.
Well, it is looking kind of messy up north, like some rain in the county.
Here it comes, right across the plate. It's 0-1 with the bases empty for Josiah Teal. Teal batting for Colton Williams. Takes it outside. The count's even, 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 gone. The bases are empty in the bottom of the 6th inning for West Frankfort, trailing 11-3. Thomas looks into this catcher Young. Here it comes. Fouled back. There's the parking lot. 1-2.
Those trees knocking it down.
Trees really help the effort. Looks like the West Frankfort El Dorado softball matchup is done. See some softball players meandering about the park. 1-2 the count. The base is empty. He chased, and the catcher held on.
Late offering there. That's one of those you don't want to give up an at-bat there, but that time an at-bat was given up.
That brings up J.D. Harper. Base is empty, 2 gone, bottom 6. 11-3 your Ram lead. 2 strikeouts thus far for LT. Here comes the first pitch. That'll be wild. And that'll get away, ball 1. Get technical about going green. Banterra offers free online bill pay and online statements. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. As you know, they are the official voice of Rams Athletics on WMIX. We wait the 1-0 to Harper. Here it comes from Thomas. Scoots outside. 2-0. Harper will stand back in. A right-hander facing the lefty pitcher. Southpaw will wind and fire 2-0. This is blowing in. Hitters count, 3 balls, no strikes for J.D. Harper. Base is empty, 2 gone. Home half to 6. The Rams are up 8. It's 11-3. Here comes LT. There you go. 3-1.
Oh, yeah.
Just caught low. Obligatory.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, Tim Holloway has played a lot of players here today, and that's good to see. JV game over across the way as well.
3-1 coming. Then foul. The count's full. Good to see our friend Will Carroll of Sports Illustrated retweeted us earlier at 94 Sports. Got to meet Will Carroll back in August in Effingham as a famed injury expert, as you can follow him on Twitter as well. Columnist for Sports Illustrated. He was the auctioneer of my fantasy football draft. Full count, 2 gone, bases empty, bottom 6, here it comes, and that's going to be a ground ball, just foul.
Oh, yeah.
Just missed the third base back and scooted across the chalk. Count stays full with 2 gone, bases empty. Again, bottom 6. Still 11-3, Rams on top.
Cincinnati and Fairfield baseball postponed today due to the inclement weather.
Wayne County battle. Cincinnati, of course, will be seeking a new men's basketball coach with the promotion of Kevin Bowen to administration. 3-2. In the dirt, 2 out walk. lot of action going to be happening in the off season with coaches of various sports.
Yeah,
around the area.
There'll be some domino effect kind of stuff.
A lot of good jobs open. Macomb and boys basketball is open, among others. Civic might be a tough stretch for a few years.
Might be some other dominoes fall when
you never know.
Positions are filled.
See what happens across the Sisney's open, as we just said. Here comes first pitch in the dirt. Tharp, he homered his last time. Trying to think of football jobs open in the area. No, Hamco's open. That's been posted on a football coach's website that I saw. Fouled off on the 1-0. 1-1. Just going with the ones that we know for sure that have been posted.
Right.
None of the speculated.
Speculate.
Exactly.
Plus we know for sure.
Amen. Runner on first, 2 outs, 1-1 the count. Foul tip, it's 1-2.
Well, we're not in that business. Only the fact that we are trying to be accurate in our information. This job's a good job.
They have a load of talent coming back.
Oh, yeah. And that's
Kevin Bowen doesn't leave that job. He's not promoted to administration.
Right.
Went back to school, got what he needed. Good to see. 1-2 coming. This is up and away. Counts even 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bean Insurance postgame show will follow this one. Bean Insurance is an independent agency that can do the insurance shopping for you. They also have multiple top insurance companies from which to choose for great rates for your family. Give them a call, 244-BEAN. 2-2 coming, 2 gone. Ring them up, set them down. 3 strikeouts in the inning for the relief pitcher, Landon Thomas. And we head to the top of the 7th. Still 11-3 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball on WMIX.
Learn to live healthy, learn to live well, and learn how you can live free from unexpected medical expense with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance and the Page Agency. Health insurance that covers hospital, medical, and surgical expenses offers a wide choice of deductibles and a non-tobacco user discount, too. Rising medical costs don't have to be a problem with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance. This is coverage we hope you'll never need, but you just can't be without. Call the Page Agency at 242-7000 about a major medical health insurance plan today.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Back to Rams baseball, powered by Banterra Bank.
Welcome back, Rams baseball, WMIX, MyWithersRadio.com. We head to the top of the 7th inning. It should be 9-1-2 coming up for the Rams. Should be Gately, Jones, and the 2 spot, Holtz.
Let's see who that is.
I see Holt out there.
Yeah. I see Jones. And I see Landon Thomas holding the stick now. He's going to come back in.
That's his spot. He can do that.
Yep.
Still doesn't explain who was in right field a moment ago.
Jones needs to hit. He is 3 for 4 today. Scored 4 runs and had an RBI.
Might have been Paninsky out in the right.
Could very well be. That
for.
Would be our unaccounted for person.
That did look like Hey out there, as they call him. At least when he was on JV, he might be something else now. Nicknames tend to change from dugout to dugout. Let's see what happens. First pitch of the inning will come, and it'll be a strike in the inside corner to Gately, 0-1. Any other scores?
Still working on things. Nothing's popping up. I mean, it's a...
Okay. 0-1 coming. Just well outside of the right-handed Gately, 1 ball, 1 strike. We'll have a comprehensive scoreboard tonight on our Facebook page, facebook.com/WMIX Sports. Scores from a wide area. 1-1 is coming. This is high, 2-1. I'll try to guess the score somewhere. Gately will stand back in, digs in the box, the right-hander facing off against the right-handed pitcher. Braxton Cole came on in relief. 2-1's coming. Gately gets a piece, sends it towards left center field. Center fielder will make the grab, and a nice one it was, 1 away. course, we have a busy week the rest of the week.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow at home against Carbondale and Friday at Belleville East. Busy week. Gets even busier next week. I think there's a game a day, but one day. Maybe
Feels that way.
In, yeah.
One out, base is empty now for Jones. He scored 4 times. Wow, he scored 4 times today. Sorry for the broken record approach on that one, but wow, this kind of shocked me. Took it in the dirt. It's 1 ball, no strikes. So Cole fires this time inside. Jones will turn in. It's 2-0. Jones is what? He's a triple short of the cycle is what I have. Reach on a fielder's choice back in the second.
I have him as a single. Remember that throw.
As he will send one foul. Should be 2-1.
Yep.
Good move there by the blocker of the bullpen. Getting out of the way on that one. Not trying to make the grab. Might have been Matty Williams. Single witch at bat. But he doubles back in the 5th. I don't know. My book is so sloppy. It's not going to. If somebody tried to take a picture of it to use for other things, it would not make a lick of sense. 2-0 the count here. 2-1 rather. Fouled again. The count's even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Bases empty. 11-3 your score. Rams on top here in the 7th at Frankfort, the Community Park. See what happens on an even count for the relief pitcher Braxton Cole. Jones has fouled off 2 straight pitches. Let's see what happens. Oh, fire out of the windup. Miss outside. The count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. At least I have a full count. I could have been wrong. I thought I just heard the umpire say 2-2. Maybe he said 3-2. They sound somewhat similar. The alliteratory nature and all. Full count to Jones. Here comes. He'll get a fat pitch, but send it right to the second baseman. Fire on the first in time. 4-3. Puts 2 outs on the board.
Rams have only last inning we're down in order 1-2-3. Hoping not to repeat the performance. Parking issues here.
Oh, yeah.
Get those people
we'll
out there after the game.
We'll get it figured out. 2 gone. Bases empty for Landon Thomas. Comes the pitch. It's going to miss high. 1-0.
Deals where there are parking spots marked out there. You just got to take care of your business.
Alrighty.
There you go.
2 away, bases empty. We're in the 7th. 11-3. Rams on top, and that one will plunk Thomas right in the pelvis.
Yeah, he didn't make a move out of the way on that curveball. He was fine to take it off the leg.
That'll bring up Sawyer Harrison with a runner on first and 2 outs here in the 7th.
I'm going to get the full story.
Oh, yeah. 8-run ball game here in the 7th. Rams were up 11-2 at one point. Could have pushed that 12th run across the plate. Not that it would have mattered. As Harrison sends one into center. Won't be a problem for the center fielder. And down go the Rams for the 7th. Still 11-3 Mount Vernon. We head to the bottom half. Last chance for Frankfort. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here's Jeff Schmidt for Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac in Centralia.
OnStar in itself is such an awesome feature. Not only does it give you the navigation systems that if you ever get locked out of your vehicle, they can unlock the vehicle, but it's peace of mind for your loved ones. If they're ever in an accident and the airbags deploy, OnStar will actually come on, ask if you're okay. If need be, they will send help out to you. What a great peace of mind for your family to travel with OnStar.
Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac, 1421 West McCord in Centralia.
You're listening to Rams Baseball on AM 940 WMIX, Mount Vernon, Bloomington, Paducah, and online at mywithersradio.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
Wow, this game is 2 hours and 1 minute old. A far cry from yesterday when we only went an hour and 19 against the Wildcats of Marion. Today, the Rams lead the Frankfort Redbirds on the road, 11-3, as we head to the final inning of the ball game, we assume. Final half inning, bottom of the 7th. Rams are up 11-3. Never say never, though. Redbirds have really done a lot better offensively over the latter part of the ball game. Staying 8 runs down now, but not out of it yet.
No, it's important for Mount Vernon to come in, get this knocked off, get a win, go to 12-2, and get back to Mount Vernon for the conference game tomorrow. I mean, that's the most important thing.
Indeed it is. Of course, both teams were held scoreless in the 6th. Rams held scoreless in the 7th, and that has been the first 2 times today that has happened. Prior to the 6th, the Rams have scored in every inning. Look ends with 3, scoring 3 in the 1st, 3 in the 5th. 11-3 now. First pitch of the inning will miss just low from the right-hander, Hayden Panetsky. Making his first pitching appearance this year. Cole takes low. It's ball 1. Now in the dirt again, 2-0. Good to see some guys get some innings here today. Not going to say that Anthony will start against Carbondale tomorrow, but either he or Ellis, who are both out there, might get the nod tomorrow against the Terriers. As the 2-0 catches the inside corner of the right-handed Cole, 2-1. Here comes that aforementioned 2-1. This is low and away, 3 balls and a strike. Chances are you're paying too much for auto insurance. Discounts awaited to Bean Insurance Agency. But you won't know how much you can save until you give them a call. Give Bean Insurance a call tomorrow, 244-BEAN, as that is a rope in the left field. Early off base hit by Cole. 6th hit of the game for the Redbirds. Guess I can ditch the shades now. Yeah. A little bright, though. That's still dark. Got some of those clouds moving in from the north now. Feel the breeze back behind us. Runner on first and nobody out. Bottom 7. As Addison Eckerson gets a piece of one, sends that for a ride over the left field wall. 2-run shot. That's a 2-run home run. That'll make it 11-5. A couple of home runs the Redbirds have hit today, and things tightening up here a bit. It'll look different once everybody understands who's playing, who's not here for Mount Vernon, and about halfway through the game. Of course, is Tim Holloway going to make that trek to the mound? He started to. Walks back into the dugout, and maybe not this time. He will shut the fence, though, for good measure. Thought about it. Well, the bases are empty. There's a bright side to this. Nobody out, though, for Cody Raines, and he'll take a low, ball 1. This is Spinensky's first pitching appearance of the year. He's done well. Made his first appearance of the season out in left field against Effingham last Tuesday. Now a 1-0 coming. 1-0 looks like it missed just outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Raines. Raines has stayed away today. Oh, they have. At least here. The precipitory kind. Yeah, you're right. In the dirt that time, 3-0. Rams have pitched Flota, Thomas, and now Paninsky, who catches the outside corner on 3-0. It's 3-1. Surprised Paninsky's able to pitch out there with those glasses on top of his hat. Usually make sure he takes those off. 3-1 coming. That'll be a walk. So another runner aboard for Frankfort here in the home half of the 7th. Rams are on top 11-5. A 2-run homer this inning by Addison Agerson scored him and Cole. And now Raines on first base for the initial starting pitcher for the Redbirds, Dakota Pratt. Now Tim Holloway will make that Ford Square King City Chrysler trek to the mound. King City Chrysler has the all-new Dodge Caliber. Caliber cranks up the sedan and exudes attitude with every turn. Of course, you can receive huge cash discounts on the all-new Caliber at King City Chrysler in Mount Vernon. Pitching change. Oh, yeah? Not going to mess around here. No, you don't want to take any chances. No. You can see a Twitter discussion going on with that 94 Sports and some of our traditional followers. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us there at 94 Sports. Also Facebook, we do some communication. WMIX Sports. Back on the air tomorrow. 4:15 is your pregame as the Rams battle the Carbondale Terriers. 4:30 first pitch unless we start earlier due to weather or something of that nature. We're on the road Friday at Belleville East for Rams baseball. And next week, not with me. I'll get it, though. You wait and see. I know you will. I stuck it somewhere just for situations like this. Stuck it online. How about that? Don't fail me now, 3G. Check it online at mywithersradio.com on the WMIX website, of course. Just so I would have it handy whenever I need it. Just so folks who might want to go take a look at mywithersradio.com on the sports tab on the WMIX website might want to see it as well. Has our softball coverage on there and our baseball coverage. Also has the Cardinals schedule on there as far as when the Cardinals radio network will take over on WMIX FM with the pregame. It's all at mywithersradio.com. Our broadcast schedules are Facebook and Twitter links. The first pitch, swung on a miss by Pratt. Tyler Ellis, of course, is your new pitcher. That might take away from the possibility of him starting tomorrow. So it might be, it may not be. You'll have to tune in and find out. 0-1 is the count to Pratt. That's going to be just past Zach Jones's mitt, right up the middle of the field.
So Frankfort's not going quietly here, Mr. Hugo.
They are not.
That's their 8th hit of the game.
So next week, I believe we are off Monday. Yeah.
That doesn't sound right unless you change it. I haven't looked. Very well could be.
No, we have softball Monday.
Okay.
Hey, there we go. That's one of the softball games, I think, off of the website schedule, though, as I look at it. Ground ball to short from the lefty, Keller. Shortstop, floated and got that up the middle. Yep, stepped on second unassisted. Fire over to first for the 4-3 double play. Interesting. Keller steps in and immediately grounds into a double play. So 2 away, last out here for West Frankfort, trailing 11-5. Runner on third base, the 2 gone. As Nathan Dodd will stand in. We have softball Monday versus Edwards County. This will be first pitch across the plate, 0-1. Dodd struck out twice today, walks back in the 4th. That is against Edwards County. Then at Mascouda for Rams Baseball on Tuesday in the dirt, 1-1 now to Dodd. Wednesday, the 11th, we come back with softball against Alvarado's ERC Co-op. Thursday, Rams Baseball at Cahokia. Comes inside, 2-1 to Dodd. Friday, we're off. And then Saturday, we have a Rams doubleheader with St. Anthony next week. So busy week.
Yeah.
Look, good times. 2-1 is the count, 2 gone. Runner on third base for the Frankfort Redbirds. And that's going to dip alone away for ball 3. 3-1 the count here on Dodd. Ellis, the pitcher, takes over for Hayden Panetsky. Couple of runs here in the 7th for West Frankfort. Down to their final out. That's going to be a ground ball off of the leg of Ellis. Photo recover. Will he fire to first in time? Looks like he will. This game is over. The Rams win this one 11-5. We'll send it to our Bean Insurance post-game show, but first we need to take a quick break. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Life is no easy task for anyone. We all want to better ourselves and our financial situation. Feel like you're going nowhere? Or just ready for a new challenge? Or wanting the college experience without going deeper into debt? Regardless of your answer, Rend Lake College is your vehicle to a brighter future. With over 100 degree and certificate programs, Rend Lake College can put you on the fast track to a new career or to continue your education. More affordable than four-year universities and private schools, you can save thousands of dollars at Rend Lake College. Summer courses begin June 4th and are already open for registration. Get some of your core courses out of the way during the summer months. Smaller class sizes mean more focus on you and a laid-back atmosphere allowing you the challenge of a great college experience without going deeper into debt. Rend Lake College's counselors are always on hand to help guide you to your new opportunity. Call 437-5321 to set up an appointment or log on to rlc.edu for more information.
Your heart health is too important to ignore, and St. Mary's Good Samaritan wants to help educate you about your heart risk factors before it's too late. So mark your calendar and tell your friends about the upcoming St. Mary's Good Samaritan Heart Expo and Health Fair on Saturday, March 24th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Holiday Inn in Mount Vernon. You'll have a chance to have a heart risk profile blood test, completed for just $30, as well as a number of free health screenings, a chance to learn your diabetes risk, find out more about the link between sleep problems and heart disease, and much more. To reduce wait times for blood testing, you are encouraged to pre-register now by calling 1-888-257-6098. That's 1-888-257-6098. For most accurate results, be sure to fast for 8 hours prior to blood testing. Do it for your health. Attend the St. Mary's Good Samaritan Heart Expo and Health Fair on Saturday, March 24th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Hi, Roy Schmidt, Dodge dealer at King City Chrysler, Mount Vernon. The 2012 Dodge Grand Caravan continues to be America's best-selling and most awarded minivan ever. Takes to the streets with an obligation to define the segment it created. The Grand Caravan revolution continues with 6 impressive highlights. Inventor of the minivan, most versatile vehicle in its class, most affordable minivan in America, premium interior, 283 horsepower Pentastar V6 engine with 25 miles per gallon, a 2011 Insurance Institute for Highway Safety top pick. We have a great selection right now of the 2012 Grand Caravans with customer incentives up to $3,250. This is the perfect time to look at new minivans right before you take that big family vacation. Come into King City Chrysler Center today at 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
My brother Paul was a real Renaissance man, a big city ER doctor, an outdoorsman, and always the smartest person in the room. When he was killed in a Deere vehicle collision, I thought it was a freak accident. But I was wrong.
Each year, Deere vehicle crashes cause death, damages, and injuries. And about 1 in every 100 drivers is likely to have a collision with a deer. For tips to avoid hitting a deer, visit EerieInsurance.com. A message from the Bean Insurance Agency and Erie Insurance.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX. The Bean Insurance postgame show starts now.
Independent agencies keep the customer in mind. Bean Insurance has relationships with dozens of insurance companies, allowing you to get the right price with the right service, regardless of your personal history. Call Bean Insurance or stop by for the right coverage with a personal touch. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski as the Mount Vernon Rams win on the road at West Frankfort 11-5. And a big win for the Rams, what could have been a trap game.
Yeah, it could have been a trap game. And again, it's 11-5. Some people will be shocked by this score, but understand that there were some substitutions by Tim Holloway. He said several players did. About the 4th inning on, Mount Vernon had this game in hand. And West Frankfort battled back against a lot of kids, younger kids in the game. He did to 11-5. So it was 11-3 when all the subs started coming into the lineup for Mount Vernon. So improved to 12-2 on the year, and the Rams host Carbondale tomorrow.
Big South 7 Conference showdown tomorrow afternoon. We hope you'll join us on the air. 4:15 will be your pregame. 4:30 is your first pitch. Heartland Accounting postgame stats.
Those stats. For Mount Vernon, 11 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors. Frankfort had 5 runs, 8 hits, 4 errors. The winning pitcher today, Trevor Flota, losing pitcher Dakota Pratt in a game that went 2 hours and 10 minutes. As Mount Vernon defeats West Frankfort today 11-5 to improve to 12-2 on the season.
Those stats are accumulated by Heartland Accounting. Get started right. Let Heartland Accounting help make your business a success. 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B. It's Heartland Accounting, your small business expert. When we come back, we'll have your Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game. Rams win this one against West Frankfort. They improved to 12-2. 11-5 is your final at 7. We'll take that break, come back. This is the Bean Insurance postgame show on WMIX.
It happens every spring. You need a great quality vehicle. That's where Second Chance Auto comes in. Family owned for the past 32 years. Second Chance Auto has been the cure for spring new car fever. No one has a better selection of vehicles priced under $10,000. Almost all their vehicles come with a generous 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty. There are no dock fees, no shipping fees, and no processing fees like those new car dealerships. Just low prices. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582. Second Chance Auto.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX. Time now for the Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game.
And welcome back, Bean Insurance Postgame Show, WMIX online at mywithersradio.com. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski. Time now for your Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game, and a game that the Rams won in 2 hours and 10 minutes, defeating the West Frankfort Redbirds 11-5.
That player of the game is Zach Jones, goes 3 for 5, scores 4 runs, had a home run and an RBI.
Not a bad day.
That's a good day at the office.
Especially when you can go 3 for 5 and score 4 runs. That means you did something right to get on base and get that 4th run without getting the base hit, and that's what I always like. I always love more runs for a player than hits.
Yes.
I don't know why. I love that. I'm being entirely serious. Now, with that said, we need to escape the annals of Franklin County. Doesn't look like there's anything coming our way, but I like to let it get dark on me. So we're going to get out of here. We'll come back to you tomorrow about 4:15 with your pregame. It's going to be Rams Baseball, South 7 Conference matchup with Carbondale. We hope you'll tune in here on WMIX AM 940 or online at mywithersradio.com. For Danny, for Avery, for everyone at Withers Broadcasting, I'm Chris saying good night from West Frankfort. Your final score, the Mount Vernon Rams 11, the Frankfort Redbirds 5. Good night.
Thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and online at mywithersradio.com. Rams Baseball has been presented by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Banterra Bank. Banking with local style. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored in part by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us, Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to personal banking. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a hospital. Raising the bar. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. Rend Lake College. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Heartland Accounting, All Stars and Stitches, Bean Insurance, Central Christian Church, and People's National Bank. Your home for news, talk, sports, and America's best music. WMIX.